The day of reckoning is upon us. The tank apocalypse is coming for us all. Enjoy yourselves while you can still kill tanks. I mean, it's like 2 weeks away. Yeah, I know it's not coming for a little bit, but it's still interesting. We should read it. Upon us can mean soon. No. Yeah, I'm being silly. Yeah, it's all right. We'll read it in a second. Let's bring more people in. Among us. Might we be able to just ship behind shield to get heals from self-regen? Yeah, yes and no. Like it's only 5% per second, which is a lot more than it currently is. But it's not going to be like, as you said, if you get tickled by anyone, you stop healing. But I agree, Ruff. Here's the thing. I don't mind that the devs are coming in to help tanks, right? I think it's been a really big issue for a while. Enough people are talking about it. I think something needed to be done, right? So I don't mind that tanks are getting buffs. My concern is this is just like a ridiculous amount of overkill. I think the headshot thing is kind of crazy to me. So essentially, because it nerfs the amount of damage that headshots do, right? So I would assume that it's essentially, instead of crits doing like 100% of extra damage, like double damage, they now only do 50% extra damage. Because 25% of 200% is 150%, right? So that's a crazy amount of damage just off the table already. When you think about dealing with characters like Orisa, Malga, Roadhog, it's just putting in headshot damage that allows you to burst through them, right? Stopping tanks. The CC change of like pushing around, I don't hate it. I think this is a fine buff. It's something that's obviously gone back and forth. It kind of sucks when you can't CC tanks. We'll see how big of a deal it is, but I don't care that much about the CC. But the other big one is the armor change. And I think the armor change is kind of crazy for certain situations because there is a lot of heroes that are going to be dramatically affected by this. Obviously, like burst heroes like Sojourn, Cassidy. Like Cassidy gets way better against this kind of armor changes, but heroes like Tracer, Reaper, characters that do little amounts of damage are going to be affected by it the most, or lots of instances of small amounts of damage. So I feel like that's going to give also a ridiculous amount of damage reduction. But you put all of these things in conjunction and put them together, and I think it's going to be oppressive. We're already having issues where like Doomfists, Roadhogs are just like very difficult to punish, even if they are standing in the middle of your team. So I think this is just going to amplify this issue a lot more. They're on top of that, they're buffing like multiple heroes, so they're buffing heroes on top of that. So it's like, it feels like they're buffing some of the heroes who are underperforming to be able to catch up. So it's like those heroes are going to fucking skyrocket into the meta. And here's the thing. I think I'm a little worried that tanks are just going to take over the game because tanks already do probably equivalent damage to DPS in every single game, right? If the tank's playing well and the DPS playing well, the tank's usually doing equivalent amount of damage. Even if a lot of that damage is done to the other tank, they're doing equivalent damage. But now I feel like tank is just going to be by far the most impactful role, and tanks are just going to become thing. And my biggest fear and takeaway that I think might lead as just like a further down the road issue is that people are going to realize just complaining about things will get changes implemented. I feel like just because people are complaining about things doesn't mean you should always just like overreact. I think DPS players should just start complaining about things, because I actually don't think supports are the ones that are going to be dramatically affected. As a support, your job is to really deal with the other tank. I think as a DPS player, I'm going to be really upset, because I think DPS are getting heavily nerfed by this DPS. Why would I be a DPS player when I could just play tank and do their role better? Like, why would you play DPS when some tanks are just going to be better DPS? Like, Junker Queen is just a better DPS now. Xayah is just a better DPS now. Doomfist is just a better DPS now. Like, why wouldn't you play those heroes? So yeah, to the point that you're making Boo Bear as well, I don't want to overreact. I hate people who overreact to this kind of stuff. I want to see how it is. I don't hate that they're making big changes. I liked the Season 9 patch. I like it when they're mixing things up. They're changing the flow of the game. They're changing the state of the game. I don't mind if tanks become strong for a period of time, and this is kind of just going to be a strong tank thing, as long as it gets reacted to in a quick fashion as well. My fear is I think they've just overdone it. And I think it's going to be too much. I definitely agree that devs shouldn't listen to player base whining. Well, I think you should listen to the player base, right? You should listen to tanks whining. I think we can all agree there is an issue with tank. The amount people are complaining about tanks. I mean, people say it's just not fun to play tank. But I also think it's one of those things that trickles down from the top rank. I feel like all of this whining just comes from the top end tank players. And I think something needed to be done, but I feel like this is just like almost too much of a reaction to it. Dev team is incapable of incremental changes. I don't agree with that. I think they do a lot of incremental changes, but I think you need to mix in incremental changes with sweeping changes as well. So the way I look at it with the armor changes combined with the headshot resistance just averages out the damage heroes do, as opposed to some being really good against tanks and some bad. But no, but it just makes everyone worse, right? Like, it's going to affect some heroes more than others, right? Like, so Tracer is dramatically worse against armor than, you know, Cassidy, right? Let's use Cassidy as an example because of the armor changes. But then it's like all tanks got way stronger. Just these changes are good for every single tank across the board. Obviously, certain tanks are better with some of these changes than others, and we'll see who ends up coming out to be the biggest winner. But across the board, this is going to just make everything tankier, right? But the fear is that they're making everything tankier without taking away their power for damage, because tanks already have a lot of power for damage that is mitigated by the fact that they can't play super aggressive all the time because they will die if they play aggressive. That might not be true. Cass and Ashe will do more damage for a headshot than they do now if you do the math. Yes. But that just means that Cass and Ashe are just going to be the best DPS heroes to deal with tanks now. Right? If you do the math, Tracer is useless against tanks now. Reaper is useless against tanks now. Sojin is just really good again. Any hero that does more than 17 damage a shot is good, and every hero that doesn't do it is bad. Isn't that like a problem with the design choice here? And as you said, that's only against armor. Like, the headshot passive is just reduced damage for everybody involved. That's the whole point of the design choice, not a problem. Okay, but the idea is, right, that the choice that they're making is inadvertently buffing certain DPS heroes, but it's going to just, like, be worse for, like, so many other heroes. Like, certain, like, heroes, even support heroes are, like... So, let's use an example, right? Let's go to some of the rosters. So Lucio is worse now, right? We can all agree Lucio is going to just be dramatically worse because he does incremental damage, right? How does the ticking work? I wonder how Ana ticking work does against armor and stuff like that. Moira is going to be worse with their damage against tanks. Lifeweaver will be worse with their damage against tanks. Tracer gets worse with the damage against tanks. Sombra's worse against tanks. I think Soldier's okay because he's just above the threshold. He shouldn't change too much. I don't know. Like, it's really, in my opinion, like the big issue is that tanks are going to become tankier than they are right now, but they're not losing anything. Yeah, it should, I believe beam damage will still be the same as I've heard. So let's read it, right? And we can, because I've read this before, but we can read it as a group, right? And then we can find a good. They're adding self-healing. Yeah, let's read it. Hey everyone, I'm glad to see you all digging into Season 10. We've loved seeing you welcome our newest hero adventure and enjoy the Mirror Watch event, playable now in the arcade. However, this week I want to look ahead to our mid-season update and discuss some changes we have on the way for the tank role. In Overwatch 2, tanks are the imposing heroes who take the brunt of the fight while enabling their teammates to secure eliminations. While tanks are a big target for opponents to focus on, many team comps aim to burn down a tank's HP quickly, or they get moved around a lot from displacement abilities. We've received feedback that tanks can either feel like they get taken down too quickly in a fight, or that they're impossible to take down. So, our mid-season update is going to help balance how many hits tanks can take to stay in the fight better. First, we're specifically buffing the tank passive to have a 25% damage reduction from headshots, which should help cut down being burst down in a fight, sorry. We're also increasing the knockback resistance for tanks from 30% to 50%, which should allow them to hold the front line a lot more and not feel as subjected to displacement abilities. We're also making some global gameplay changes that impact tanks. One is that we're reverting the armor reduction back to reducing 5 damage per projectile with an up to a 50% maximum. This means heroes like Reaper or Tracer will have more work to do to take down heroes like Reinhardt. Heroes with high burst damage per projectile will still be effective, but these kinds of tanks have better means to counterplay that type of damage. Next, we have made light to our overall HP recovery passive that will enable mobile tanks to get back into the front lines faster. The health regeneration passive for all heroes will no longer recover 20 HP per second out of combat, but instead recover 10 health plus 5% of their maximum HP per second. This means a hero like Reinhardt will cover their health at 45 health per second in a role queue match. Altogether, these changes should have an impact on some of the pain points our tank players are experiencing, as well as the balance of the game. I have a feeling we'll see a lot of movement in the meta over the remainder of Season 10. In some individual changes, Junker Queen is getting a buffed commanding shout, which will be activated even if you are channeling other abilities like Carnage or Rampage. And its cooldown is getting reduced to 12 seconds. This change should allow her to be more engaged in intense fights where you need to charge in more quickly. With Wrecking Ball, we're seeing some creative play with the changes in his grappling claw. However, his ability to contribute to the fight is getting a small buff. The impact for damage from a full charge swing using grappling claw is getting increased from 50 to 60. Pile Driver is increasing the enemy movement lockout from 0.5 to 0.75 seconds. And finally, Minefield will be getting a little more threatening, with explosion damage increased from 130 to 165 and knockback increased from 5 to 10 meters. This is a crazy knockback, by the way. I think this is the craziest change out of them. 10 meters. They doubled the distance you get pushed by this. Dude, I'm fucking getting owned by mines. These mines are just coming out of nowhere. Additional changes coming in this mid-season include some light buffs for Junkrat, Echo, and Hanzo. But we'll reveal those when you can jump in and take these changes for a test drive when the mid-season patch arrives on May 14th. So 2 weeks from now. That's all for this week, everyone. Thanks for reading, and let's make a great game. So that's the changes, right? That's the T. So the reason we know a lot of what we can freak out about is because we know the changes. Like, I don't really care about the mini changes. These big changes are probably the ones that are going to be the most effective and things that are most notable in the patch. Ball is getting pretty strong. You pair that with the 5% HP passive. Like, what's Wrecking Ball's HP? Wrecking Ball. Overwatch. No. Wrecking Ball has how much HP? Do they tell you in this? HP? They don't tell me how much HP. How much does he have? Alright, you know what? It doesn't even fucking matter because let's do this. He has 625 HP. What is 5% of 625 is 37.5 plus the additional, what is it, 10 that you get from the... Yeah, 10. So he has 47.5 HP per second. Oh, he has 775 in roll queue? Practice range health is different? Really? Alright, so it's even more than that. So 100... So 775... Wow, that's even more. That's, what's that? That's 39.75, 38.75. Yeah, 38.75 plus 10. 48.7, almost 50 HP per second outside of combat when the passive kicks in, which is kind of crazy amount of health. So this is a huge thing. So this is obviously built for dive tanks, right? I don't think this affects like... This doesn't really affect tanks like that are going to be bruisers and in the fight and that kind of stuff. Obviously, it's nice to have. It's also a slight buff to like DPS and supports because 5% of 250 is 12.5. So it's like a 22.5 HP per second now, but that's going to be kind of negligible. You're not really going to notice that change across the board. Why have healers? Yeah, well, the idea is I think healers and DPS are just going to be dramatically worse than they have been in the past, right? So something in this dev blog that I think doesn't get addressed here is frustrating for me because it's like we receive feedback that tanks can either feel like they get taken down too quickly in a fight or that they're impossible to take down. So they're addressing this issue, but they're not fixing this issue. So it's like they're making them tankier, but they're not taking anything away. So now it just kind of feels like we're leaning way further into they're impossible to take down. Like we've been playing ranked over the last couple of days with even with the DPS passive and Roadhogs still existing. Sometimes tanks just feel impossible to kill right now. So I think this is just going to become dramatically worse. And I feel like tanks are just going to rise up. My life is soon to be complete. Bolvas, yeah, like... I don't know how you're ever going to kill a Wrecking Ball. Like, I think Wrecking Ball is going to become so difficult to kill. And that's not including the headshot hit buffs, right? Like, D.Va. Let's use D.Va for example, right? The biggest weakness of D.Va is that her head hitbox is huge. So she's easier to kill. But now that she doesn't take as much damage from headshots, well, how do we kill D.Va? Her armor is really strong, so like ticking damage is worse. So it's like, this is going to overall, like, they're going to take more damage from like Cassidy's, right? And like burst damage, so maybe that's the argument, is that armor will become less effective. Like, do you think this is a net buff or a net nerf to armor? Yeah, but you don't defeat Ball while killing him. You defeat him by making him ineffective while alive. So the problem with that mentality is that feels fucking terrible as a support player. When my job is to just not die to the Wrecking Ball, but I can't do anything to stop him. That feels really bad. I am a support player, so we're just supposed to exist and just not die, but we also can't return the favor in any way. Like, the tank is going... Some of these tanks might become unpunishable. To the point that, yeah, we just need to mitigate the damage, but that doesn't feel good as a support player, where it's like, we just need to live as long as we can so that their tank doesn't kill us, and then hope that our tank does kill them. So the armor changes are 5 damage. So now they take a minimum 5 damage, up maximum 50%. So so Tracer is dramatically worse against armor, but hit scan damage is better versus armor, right? Because previously it was just 30% damage reduction. So what you guys said the numbers it's like if you do 16 damage, is it 17 damage per instance of damage? Then if you do more than 17, it's a buff. If you do less than 17, it's a nerf. Just over 16. So if the amount of damage you do per instance is less than 16, it's a nerf. If you do over 16 damage, it's a buff. I made a spreadsheet. 25 heroes do better against armor, 12 do worse. The rest are the same. Interesting. So overall, this is a net nerf for tanks, armor tanks you would say? Everyone getting 50 HP buff, cripple ball. He's getting 10% damage back on fireball. The extra damage is shit. As I said, I don't have a problem with wrecking ball. Like I don't think the wrecking ball buffs are an issue. I think I'm more talking about an overall tank problem than anything. I actually I like wrecking ball. But I think I don't even have a problem with these buffs. I think the buffs make sense for what he's getting. I think the issue is that it's just gonna feel real bad as a support when it feels like, because I actually don't even think Wrecking Ball gets dramatically better with this, because you're not really headshotting Wrecking Ball anyway, right? So if anything, I think this doesn't really do as much for Wrecking Ball. This feels like one of those scenarios where they could have started with 1 to 2 things, then added a bit more and said, let's do it all at once and remove it if we have to, which feels worse for the player base. Yeah, I think this patch is going to lead... I think they're going to satisfy tanks, and I think everyone else is going to be upset. I think the people who are going to be the most upset is DPS. I think DPS are going to feel incredibly useless in this game, and I think tanks are going to walk at people. It might go back to... I think Lucio will probably not become as useful. Is this Dallas live going to be for Dallas? I have no idea. It will be live before Dallas. I assume they'd put it into the thing. Very true. Reply was very upset and thought this was going to make the worst matter. I'm a little worried this is going to really hurt the game. This feels like I see this change as something that could make a lot of people stop playing. That's my fear of this. Is like, as I said, I like them mixing things up. I like seasons where like tanks are more powerful, supports are more powerful. I really love the 50 HP increase with the projectile size. I think it keeps things fresh. I think it mixes things up. My fear is this is going to be Brig, right? This is going to be like a Brig moment where Brig is really strong, or the Malga meta, right? When like just recently when Malga was really strong, people will just stop playing the game. And I'm worried that's what's going to happen here if the tanks are just too oppressive. And even if it's only in the patch for like 2 weeks, people will just stop playing. I don't think it's that serious. Tanks have been hot ass and unfun to play for so long. I think tanks have definitely been getting rough, but by making them literally unkillable because you just can't headshot them anymore and you can't push them around anymore, and they now have more regen out of combat, I don't know, like, I don't see this being a good thing. And maybe I'm just off the goop, right? Maybe I'm just like massively over-exaggerating how bad this is gonna be. But I think it's a really big problem, because especially headshots, I think, are the most important way that you kill a tank, because they're usually across the board, their hitboxes are really big, and that's what allows you to punish the high health pools. But I'm a little worried that this is just going to be like, it doesn't matter what fucking tank is being played. If you're DPS and support, your impact on the game is just dramatically lower. So if I lose, blame my tank. Got it, yeah. The headshot passive only affects... Yeah, it does only affect the crit portion and not total damage. Yeah. I don't want it to be what Overwatch is, yeah. They should be tweaking them for each tank. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. We already have I'm a firm believer of this. And as I said, maybe this is because I'm a tank hater. And maybe I really just don't get it. But I don't think tank is that bad. I think certain tanks needed buffs, 100%, to be able to live and handle the scrutiny. But I also think if you buff the tank, if you just accept and be like, well, people aren't willing to adjust, let's just make tanks, we'll just buff their survivability so therefore they can just play, then what do we do to deal with tanks, right? How do we, as DPS and supports, handle the other tank? How else do you buff tanks in high elo without making them too strong in mid to low elo? And that's the thing. I don't know what the answer is. Like, I thought the solution was going to be I don't think it's a global fix. I think you need to make certain tanks better at certain things. Like, I would have liked to have seen Wrecking Ball, like, give certain things more, some characters more damage, some characters more survivability, some characters more adjustments. Like, I don't know if a global 25% headshot is going to be good, because I think that's beneficial for some characters way more than others. And I think it's just going to make everything feel worse for everyone else. Like, yeah, I would have much rather given smaller buffs to all the tanks in their own unique ways that make them better than global changes like this. And I'm just a little worried it's going to hurt. It's going to suck. Maybe I'm overreacting. Maybe these things aren't that big of a deal. I'm not one to go full doomer and say this game's, you know, this is the worst thing ever, and, you know, but I'm concerned. Because here's the thing. I actually like these two changes. The more I think about it, I think these two changes are fine, right? I think this armor change is interesting because I think it makes your armor heroes better, and I think armor heroes are the ones that have been struggling more, right? And I think it's just kind of changing the way it is and the way it's working, and it sort of affects certain heroes. So I actually don't mind either of these two changes. I don't mind the HP recovery passive, making it so that tanks don't have to spend super long time out of the fight, right? I actually like both of these changes. My big frustration is with this one. I think the 25% damage reduction from headshots, I don't like. I think this is my big issue. I would have been fine seeing these two global changes and then have more of these kind of buffs to, like, Junker Queen, Wrecking Ball, and apply those to heroes that are struggling. I think this is the one that they've cooked too far with it. Because, like, I understand being pushed around can be really frustrating, and that's not really the whole point of boops, is to just make it impossible for tanks to play the game. So, like, yeah, I actually don't mind. I think it's just the 25%. Which, there's a world in which they can just remove this if it's a problem. Because my issue isn't that I think tanks need to fall over. It's just like, how do we solve the Roadhog problem, right? Let's use Roadhog as a great example, right? How do you solve the Roadhog problem? Where it's like, you can't make it so that Roadhog's unkillable. We've already seen it already in just the last couple of days where people get miserable. I get miserable when Roadhog's meta. Because if we can't punish the Roadhog, it just becomes a thing of, like, he's just hooking my entire team. But he can literally turn a corner, stand in front of my 5 players, and then just throw a hook. He can shoot it, and then he just takes a breather and runs away. And there's nothing you can do to punish it. You can't even use your own nades or anything because Kiriko exists with Suzu's. If you put too much damage reduction and sustain into the game, people get frustrated as tank players. They're like, God forbid you make tanks good, right? Or tanks better, but it's like you need to make tanks better in a way, in my opinion, that isn't just built around sustainability. Like, I think tanks need to be good and they should be more sustainable than other roles because they should be the front line, but just making them unkillable, I think, is bad for the game. And I think that's where I think a lot of concerns come from me, because we played metas like that. We just came out of an Orisa meta where the frustrations don't lie. Like, people do get frustrated with Orisa's damage, but honestly, I don't have a problem with Orisa's damage. The issue of why Orisa's damage is oppressive is because she doesn't fucking die. So she never has to play fearful that she's ever going to die because she had Fortify, because she had Spear Spin. So then they nerfed that for her. But that's just an individual case, because before that, it was Malga, where Malga could literally charge into your entire team, hit Cardiac Overdrive, and was unpunishable for the opposition team. Then before that, we had the Roadhog meta, where Roadhog, before, this is when Suzu was in peak form, this is when Roadhog was like, had a shit ton of health. I can't remember how they nerfed him, but Roadhog was just unkillable. I think it was before Malga became a thing, so there, and Orisa was really strong, so therefore Roadhog was just kind of going free-flowing, but Roadhog was just like unkillable. As a support player, the Roadhog could literally just walk at you time and time again, and the only way you could kill him is if your entire team turned against them, and then you had CC and that kind of stuff, and then they fucked up and stuff like that. Nerf healing, I'm right and have been right since 2018, but they did that, right? They did nerf healing with the DPS passive, and that's why I agree the DPS passive is a great thing. I think the 20% DPS passive is a good thing. Nerfing the healing on tanks only when they're getting shot by other DPS. So if they're overextending into the opposition DPS, the healing gets nerfed. I think the DPS passive is an ingenious solution to that problem, right? That's why the DPS passive exists. But now we've nerfed the healing, we need to make sure that we're not giving them too many other things that give them buff. And that's why I think this 25% damage reduction from healing, from headshots is a problem. I mean, now you have to decide if it's worth to shoot the tank. Previously, you could just blindly dump every cooldown on a tank and win the fight. But here's the thing, Gags. If their tank walks into your team and allows themselves to be hit by every single cooldown, they should die. If their tank is able to walk at your team and you can drop every single cooldown on him and they don't die, isn't that a problem? Because then that means there is no solution to the tank. There is, we just have to accept that the tank is going to walk at us. And that is the fear, right? Is that there isn't going to be a solution to kill the tank, because if the tank is getting supported well and the tank is playing well, it was somewhat around their own cooldowns, as a support player, what is my solution? Fucking die? Or am I just going to go play Moira and Kiriko and just play heroes that I'm just going to run away from them? It's going to be like, maybe what it's going to be. Oh my God, I've solved what it is. We're playing Left 4 Dead. No, not Left 4 Dead. We're playing Dead by Daylight. It's two teams playing Dead by Daylight versus each other. One person is the killer, which is the tank. And then the other four people, the two DPS and the two supports, are going to be the survivors. They have to do the objective before the killer kills all the survivors. But it happens simultaneously on both sides. I've solved the problem. Dude, good thing I have all that Dead by Daylight practice. Where the pallet's at. I'm on the Jenny on point. Oh fuck, Roadhog moried me. This is literally a season 2. I haven't heard that shit. Well, we're going back. I haven't heard that before, but hey, we're going back. Someone opened the gate. The cosmetic character is going to play around the health pack so you get point progress? Yeah. and send all the Overwatch, the tank players to open queue. I don't know. Like, I don't think the tank problem is as big as an issue as people make it sound out. And I say that as a support player who doesn't have to deal with it. I've been playing some tank recently. I don't agree with people who saying you're completely useless as tank. I don't believe that. I genuinely don't believe that. I think you have so much agency in the game as a tank player. Yes, there are situations where if your team is losing as a tank player, it feels the worst. 100%. Because you're the person who's dying first. You're the person who's getting run over first. But guess what? That sucks to play as a healer as well. As a support player, you'll also just feel like you can't do anything. You're healing people, but they're just fucking dying. Yeah, it sucks. You know what is really fun? When your team is winning and you're the tank player and you are just running over the entire fucking team. The tank players already do usually the most amount of damage or equivalent damage to the other DPS players, right? I think it's just you remember the times in which you're getting absolutely destroyed more than the times that you remember that you're just like owning in the game and you're able to just do whatever you want and flying around the game. I didn't choose the cuck life. Oh my God. Tanks are always the first to get blamed. Who the fuck cares who's blaming who? Like, who cares? If my support player wants to bitch at me as at the tank, who cares? It's just as much the support player's problem. If someone's going to just blame the first person who dies first and it's the tank, maybe someone else should have done something. People are going to blame somebody in 100% of the game. Tank players are going to blame DPS players for not killing anything. Tank players are going to blame support players for not healing them enough. Support players are going to blame the tank players for not taking enough space. The DPS players are going to blame the support players for not healing them when they needed it to. People are going to blame everyone all the fucking time. That's not a tank isolated issue. That's not something. So the solution that you guys are saying is tanks want to feel better. Do you guys want to feel better by just not ever getting blamed because your character is unfailable? You know what you guys are going to get blamed for now as tank players? You guys are now the most important person in the lobby. You are the raid boss. You lose the game in 2 weeks when this comes out. If I lose a game, you best believe I'm probably blaming the tank because the tank player is dramatically stronger than everyone else in the server. You best believe you guys are going to get blamed more than you've ever been blamed before, because here's the thing. I don't feel bad for tank play. I feel bad for tank players when they die right now because it can be hard to play. Not anymore. You guys are stronger. You guys are about to be the strongest people in the game. Being impactful and having fun are two different things. But that's the thing, is that you guys, some people in this chat are sort of saying is that you're saying they're different, right? Tank is impactful but unfun. Well, how do you guys want tanks to be fun then? What's the solution to making tanks fun? How do you make tank more fun? You can't make them unkillable and you can't make them better DPS. How do you make tanks more fun than they are right now? Reduce CC. I think we've agreed with that. It's going from 30% to 50%. That's fine. Yeah, we'll give you that. That's why people don't want to. The problem is tanks to suggest a playstyle is they're no longer how you play Overwatch. That's why people don't want to play it. Why I prefer open queue, where the tank playstyle is actually how you play. So Shiro the Shiro, what is that playstyle? Do you like playing 3 tanks, 2 supports? Is that why you enjoy playing open queue? Because you just like it when the game is just everyone's just healing and running their faces into each other? Like, because that's just like I'll agree to disagree with you if that's the way you prefer to play Overwatch, because that's, in my opinion, not a fun way of playing Overwatch. I like when I have interaction with my teammates. But I feel like there is a lot of interaction within the game right now, no? Like, so what type of interaction? You talking like Ryan's Eye stuff where you can bubble your teammates? Because in my experience, whenever I play... I feel like you want interaction just because things never die, so therefore interaction just happens more because people aren't falling apart. Because I think time to kill is dramatically higher. Tank damage should be very low, yeah. And that's sort of the argument that's been made, right? Is that tanks shouldn't do as much damage, but then it's kind of like you're just kind of like a punching bag that doesn't really do anything. Surely this could be twisted as supports are too strong at doing damage so they don't heal, and tank heals less fun because you die more. I think supports do a lot of damage, and you will have that average support player who's just going to throw damage and not heal as much as they should, but overall I don't experience that as much of an issue. I think there's a lot of supports are always healing, and I think that's not really too big of an issue. I think only tanks should have CC. But I don't like I don't agree with that. As a support player, you should have some form of CC to be able to deal with the tanks, right? Because at that point, you're just saying tanks should have no way to be like. Once again, you're saying tanks should just be able to do whatever they want. Why should tanks be able to do whatever they want while no one else can? Right? As a support player, I feel like tank players don't understand the struggles that supports go through when tanks are really strong. I just don't get who they're trying to win back with these changes. Like, who wants to play tanks just to be a punching bag? Well, no, this is definitely for tank players. This is a tank players of keep playing our game, and you know, it's essentially the tank players winning because they complain so much. Because they didn't take it, they're becoming a punching bag, but they still have their own punch because they're still strong. Like, tanks do a lot of damage. It will be. Supports have been really strong for a majority of Overwatch 2. I don't know if I like really agree with that. Like, there are very strong supports, like Kiriko is very strong and stuff like that, but I feel like everyone has their own strengths, right? Like, DPS have Tracer and Sojourn, and they have really good heroes that have been going for it. Tanks have definitely had their moments in the sun. You know, like, they've had the Malgas, they've had Orisa, they've had things. The problem is, tanks just don't like playing the heroes that make them really strong, right? Orisa is broken, right? We all agree Orisa was broken. People just didn't enjoy playing it. Wow, Malga and Orisa. You guys were unkillable people that just ran into each other and shot each other, right? Then that's kind of it. The problem is that the tanks are not the fun ones, right? They want to play Winston either, but I don't even think tanks want to play Winston. I feel like everyone says they want to play Winston. Why haven't we been seeing more Winston in my ranked games recently? Every time I play open ranked, they play Roadhog. Tank feels like the role that requires you to be on the same page as your team more than others. Playing Winston, coordinating, proper timing, understanding with Timmy, XX Timmy baseball XX on Tracer is a lot harder than just taking a flank on Cassie and shooting some idiot with my big iron. That's true. Winston needs coordination. Maybe that's the issue. The fun heroes require coordination, and that coordination just doesn't exist in Overwatch 2. Supports have been the strongest role from Season 4 to Season 8. I'm going to tell you guys something. I know for a fact that supports have the least amount of impact in the game. If you are the best player in the game, you are least likely to win playing support. I know that for a fact. Yet people anecdotally just don't say that. And you guys can question mark me. I can't tell you why I know that, but I do know it's a fact. How? Can't tell you. As I said, you're just gonna have to trust me on that. Obviously, you can assume I'm just fucking lying to you, but I know that. Need data? As I said, can't tell you why or how I know it. The source is, trust me, bro. But I can tell you I know it's a fact. And I would believe it. Because I think your ability to carry the game as a support is dramatically lower than playing those other roles. I know if I want to win a game at low rank, I would rather play tank. Because I can take over the game as a tank very easily. But as a support, if I want to do that, you have to play a very specific character. And even then, like, it can be difficult to get through certain things, right? Same thing with DPS, right? Like, DPS, obviously, you can carry the game as a DPS. You want to play Tracer, you want to play Sojin, you can just fucking win the game, right? Again, hopefully just spurring discussion, but you need to listen more to tank mains' opinions as you would want the same for major support changes. Here's the thing, like, I do listen to a lot of tanks, right? Jeff versus. I feel like this is something that I do where I feel like I come off as very combative when I do this kind of stuff, but that's just because I get heated in discussions. But I'm not trying to come off as combative, and I do listen to tanks. Like, I understand tanks suck, right? To play. It can be very frustrating, but we need to understand what the issue is and come to an agreement of what is the solution to the problem. Because so far, every time this discussion comes up publicly, first of all, people say 6v6, which 6v6 is a terrible solution because people forget that Overwatch 1 sucked. The final 3 years of Overwatch, the first 3 years of Overwatch, we had no role queue, and we played 3 to 4 tanks 100% of the time. The final 3 years of Overwatch 1, the game was terrible, just through and true. It was just a terrible game to play. You guys are remembering how good Overwatch 1 was when we go back into 2016, 2017, because everything's always more fun when it's new and the game hasn't been solved. I bet you if we go back, if we just imported the game of 2017 Overwatch into where we are now, that shit would suck. That shit would suck so bad, it would be insane. I dare you to go back and watch what we did in 2017. It wasn't good. It wasn't fun. It wasn't interactive. We were playing a bunch of tanks that were just but we think about it. Ideal solution would be 6v6 with a main tank and off tank heroes split into either category and balance accordingly. The issue with 2 tanks is that it is very difficult to balance the game when you have 2 tanks in the game. Because the 2 tanks always control the flow of the game. You go back and think to every single 6v6 2-2-2 meta that we ever have, and the ways you will describe the composition that was played is by talking about the 2 tanks. The 2 tanks will be the thing that will come to mind of what would determine what was being played in the composition. Ryan Zaya, Winston Diva, Double Shield. The 2 tanks were by far the most impactful heroes in the game and the way that the flow happened in the game. Supports were almost always redundant, and their entire job was to protect the tanks of just like speeding them around or just standing behind their shields or damage boosting the DPS, right? Support was not a fun role in Overwatch 1. Brig was why Double Shield was so bad though. No, well, but like even you take Brig out of the equation, we were playing that stuff without Brig. Orisa Sigma was unpunishable. If there was ever a choke, people forget how much we stood at chokes in Overwatch 1. Do you guys remember how much we stood at chokes in Overwatch 1? Think about all of the maps that I'm going to talk to you about, right? King's Row. People are sitting on the high ground or they're holding the choke. 2CP. The one thing I remember, the Hanamura Gate, sitting in there, holding the stairs for the second point. Then we go to Volsky Industry, the choke at the front, the choke at the second point, right? Then we go and talk about, hybrid. Let's go talk about Dorado, the two shields sitting on the high ground, waiting for the choke. Like, the game was a lot less fluid than it is now. And that's what makes Overwatch 2 really fun, is the fluidity of it doesn't feel like you're always taking fights in the exact same spot all the time, right? 6v6 led to this very poor way of playing the game, which was just so bunkered down. Let's wait until we get ultimates. Like, how many games did we have, especially in Overwatch League, right? Where, how things like the AKM blade happened? Think about how the AKM blade happened. We spent 4 minutes trying to set up one fight. Or someone got picked because they're standing behind two shields because we have to find a way to get around it without having to use our resources. That you just spent so much time trying to set up and get into a good fight that it very rarely had fights, and the fights just ended up smashing of heads and ultimates. It's just like a rose-colored glasses issue with 6v6. And we don't need to talk about it too much. As I said, that's my point. I understand why people miss 6v6. I miss 6v6. That's when I loved Overwatch the most. That's when I played it the most. But I'm realistic to understand that that game isn't what is fun anymore. And the best way I give an example of thinking about things with rose-colored glasses, if you go back and play WoW Classic, people remember, oh, WoW Classic was so much fun. This game was so much fun back when we played it all the thing. You go play that shit now, it's awful. It just isn't as fun as we once wanted to have. So how do we come up with a solution of 5v5 and making tank better, right? The tanks are the biggest issue, right? Obviously, here's the thing. I agree, supports have power creep issues of it does feel like supports can really do... Oh, fuck. I'm bleeding. Supports can do too much, right? They can do too much healing. They can have too much control. And honestly, I think that people who have been slighted the most in Overwatch 2 can be DPS players. I feel bad for the silly hero players. Because if you're a Sojourner or a Tracer player, you're having a great time. Overwatch 2's been a great time for you. But if you're playing Junkrat and Hanzo, those heroes and Echoes and stuff like that, those heroes just kind of suck. And you just kind of get owned. And you get swapped against so often, right? But I don't know how we make tanks in a better position. I think if we just... Okay, actually, let's not say that. What do you guys want out of tank, right? You guys said you guys want to have a meaningful discussion. All right, tank players, what do you guys want out of your role? And you can't just say, I just don't want to fucking die in half a second, because that's not a realistic solution, because if you are just stepping into the opposition team, you're going to fucking die all the time, right? There are certain heroes that need more tank ability, but especially coming out of, for the last 3 months, tanks have been unkillable, okay? So that's a moot point. You can't ask for more of that. That's what you guys have been doing for the last 3 months. And you guys are still complaining. So what do you want out of your role? I want to be able to big dick people away from a space with some cooldowns. So, you can't do that alone, right? So if you want to do that, you need to rely on your team, right? Obviously, there's no world in which, as a tank player, you're able to just walk into the other 5 players and be like, hey, it's me, everybody run away. That's just never going to happen. You're trying to do that 1v5. So you'd need the reliance of your teams, right? That's just an untrue statement. Tanks are not unkillable. Orisa is unkillable. Malga's Roadhog specifically are unkillable. All right, great. Legit question, why can't they do that on their own? Tracer cannot run into 5 people and die, right? And push people away, right? Tracer has to go into the flank and then get on the back line and then play very passive, right? A Tracer can't just walk into 5 people and not die, right? If you're a Tracer and you're getting looked at by more than 2 people, you're probably gonna have to run away or recall, right? To succeed with different heroes and not cheese to victory. So, how do we accomplish that? They should have less overall health, but be resistant to CC and have a little bit faster movement speed. Why do you want movement speed? I think if you give them movement speed, they're actually the killers. Oh, that's actually a Dead by Daylight. They're actually the killers, and they'll slowly catch up to you eventually and beat the fuck out of you. Another patch that doesn't fix the core problem and Counterwatch will continue. But how do you solve Counterwatch? Like, how do you solve Counterwatch? Counterwatch is just a big part of the game. And it isn't just a tank thing. People get countered all the time. Penalize swapping? You already lose your ult charge, right? It's mostly a tank thing. I can promise you it is not mostly a tank thing. Everybody is... DPS and supports players swap all the time when you're not getting value, right? Right, like Widow players have to swap all the time. Because, oh, they go dive heroes. I have to swap. As a support player, oh shit, I'm playing Brig, but now they're running into us. I have to swap off Brig, right? Like, they're an overall thing. The tank-to-tank matchup does require some level of swapping, but there's also the 4 other people in the lobby, right? Like, DPS swap to counter tanks. Tanks can swap to counter DPS. They swap often because of more often than the tank, though. But do you think that's an issue? Because is that a problem where tanks are just kind of like, they think they're just so focused on the other tank in the game? Penalize swapping frequently, but you're giving up your ultimate. That is the that is penalizing. Why, like, you lose your ult charge. Ult charge is an important thing, and switching is an important part of the game. It's one of the core mechanics of Overwatch that people can swap whenever they want. And I don't know, like, I understand like the Malga situation. But, like, do you guys think tank swapping wouldn't be as big of an issue if, like, Roadhog, Orisa, and Malga weren't so prominent, right? Like, let's say they nerfed those 3 heroes, right, to the ground. I don't think it's that big of an issue. Like, if you go Winston, and then they go, what's the counter to Winston? Like, D.Va? But even then, I think you can play a good Winston against D.Va, right? Like, is this issue just amplified by the fact that we've, like, and I've talked about this in the past, are all these issues just amplified by the fact that in the last 6 months, we've played very boring heroes that have very, like, they're all standing on the ground, and there's obviously one that deals with better, because the 1v1 tank issue happens a lot when you're not playing any of the dive heroes. Because we're not able to pass, like, ships in the nights, because you're playing these, like, standardized standing on tank issues. So then the next question is, so we all agree that then, right? So let's say we've all come to a consensus that the issue isn't really counter swapping. The issue isn't really that tanks blow up all the time. The issue is that the heroes that have been forced to be played over the last 6 months and a majority of Overwatch 2 are heroes that are standing on the ground, and you're just sort of bashing your 2 heads into each other, which makes it feel like the tank matchup is a 1v1 matchup where everyone else is just sort of like, I don't know, just hanging out. People just want to play Ryan. But I actually think Ryan, you would have the exact same issue. I think if Ryan was actually strong enough to be played, we would run into the same issue. Where you would just feel like you're the Reinhardt player and you're bashing your head against the other team, and it would be unfun if your team is losing. And it would be fun if your team is winning, like it currently is. I think people like the fantasy of Reinhardt, but not actually how Reinhardt would play. And I also think, like, people like Reinhardt should not be allowed to be pushed around, and they shouldn't blow up. And this is, I guess, my problem with the Reinhardt narrative, right? It's like people like Reinhardt shouldn't be able to be pushed around, and they shouldn't be able to be blown up. So it's like, so you want Reinhardt to be able to be unkillable and unCCable, so you want to just run and swing and pin at people without being punished? That, like, how would that be balanced in any way? Without going down to 10 HP or dying? Yeah, but I don't know how you do that, right? Like, and that's why I think Ryan's kind of like an archaic character, because I don't know if, like, because think about it. If, on the other side, right? Like, so I agree with you, right? Where it's like Reinhardt can't swing more than 2 or 3 times before he does it. But if Reinhardt was able to swing 5 or 6 times, right? People are probably dead. No? Like, if the Reinhardt is ever... think about all the times you played with and against a Reinhardt. If that Reinhardt can swing 5 or 6 times, people are going to start dying. Like, if they're swinging at DPS or supports, those supports are dead, right? The DPS are dead. Reinhardt kills things really quick. So the only time it would be fine is if you guys are just Reinhardt swinging against the other Reinhardt. But if also, you get a lot of Reinhardt charge. How much ult charge do you get per swing on a Reinhardt? Like, if you were able to just swing forever, or swing multiple times and then get healed back up and then swing multiple times, then it's gonna be, he's gonna get Earthshot. He gets 5% ult charge, 4% ult charge on a swing, right? Let's say he hits 2 people. He gets 14% ult charge. If he was able to swing 5 or 6 times, then he's just gonna get Earthshatter every fight. And swinging does a lot of damage, so there's never gonna be a world in which Reinhardt's going to be able to just swing forever. You hit a 5-man fire strike, it's like 40%, yeah. And I think, actually, I figured it out. I've figured it out. People just want to, Reinhardt players, they were babied in GOATs. That's it. They want to just go back to GOATs, where they were able to do that. They swung all the time. They were getting permanent shields and bubbles so that they were able to swing. They had 3 healers to keep them alive at all times. They had an instant pack from Brig. They had a sound barrier. They had a transcendence, and they had a rally to support them when they wanted to go aggressive. Earth Shatters were aplenty. Reinhardt was fucking crazy, and people want to go back to that, but that's just never going to happen. Bring back GOATs? No. Once again, no. You don't want to know what happened the last time GOATs was meta in Overwatch? The game died. People were like, we were playing GOATs in gold. And people were like, I don't want to play this fucking game anymore. I'm not trying to log in so that someone yells at me to go triple tank, triple support. We're not strong enough for that, chat. So, back to the point at hand. Let's solve the problem. What do we want? I play Sigma with Poke, Bull with Dive, and Ryan's Eye with Rush. But if I do that, I lose. I have to play a Rizza with Poke and a Rizza with... Well, okay, yeah, we all agree a Rizza's a problem. I think we all agree a Rizza is dead. But a Rizza's been sent to the horse factory, and they've been turned into glue. Problem solved. The Rizza problem is dead. But the problem that happened is we killed the horse... And then Roadhog is taking their position, or Malga is taking their position as these, now everyone's standing around. I actually think dive heroes are getting better, right? I actually think Doomfist and Winston are actually quite good. I think Junker Queen's quite solid. I actually like these changes to the heroes. So, how would you guys feel about doing more damage to making it so that Roadhog and Malga are just not good? How about if we just improve the fun heroes? Right? Like, what happens if we don't do this 25%? If we gave you guys, as tank players, if we gave you the armor changes, the CC reduction changes, and the passive change, is that okay? And we just remove the 25% hitboxes. Then, after that, we give, some of these heroes that are struggling, like your Reinhardts and your Winstons, a little bit of buffs like we see to the Junker Queen and Wrecking Ball. So we get rid of the 25% of headshot hitboxes. We give you the CC. We give you the armor changes. Because I don't even know. The armor changes are kind of like a adjacent, parallel change. Why not try moving characters in different roles? You can't do that. There's so many difficulties of moving people into different roles. How do you make Roadhog a DPS hero? His head hitbox is the size of a sun. His belly is huge. Delete him. And that's also something that I think I get frustrated when I hear content creators and people talk about it. They're not going to delete a hero. They've never deleted a hero. They never will. You know how much money and assets and time have gone into every single hero? There's never going to be deleted. Those heroes are always going to exist. Put him on a diet. Think of the file size savings, yeah. 4 lira. The issue for me on tank feels like you hold space and go backline or lose. Less expression of skill and play styles. So how do you express different styles? I think the best question. First of all, what do you mean hold space and go backline or lose? Are you jumping at them? Do you mean hold W? I also think that's a very big oversimplification of like just survive, right. But how do you, and that sort of goes back to the original point, like how do we solve the problem, right? Like how do you can't just be allowed to go backline and not die, right? For obvious reasons, as a tank player, you can't just beeline through the opposition team and hope for the best, right? There needs to be a push and pull. There needs to be a back and forth, right? As a Winston Doomfist Wrecking Ball player, you're going to need to flank. You're going to need to engage from a position that isn't just running at them from the front line and then hoping to not die, right? Oh, I read it now, yeah. Hold space and go backline or lose. So you hold position. Yeah, that's on me. My brain is just mush from I just thought of a keyboard. What about 2 tanks, 3 DPS, 2 supports? 7v7? No, that's chaotic. How about make Monkey's head hitbox a bit smaller? See, here's the thing. I think Monkey's a really good character. Like, Monkey is a great hero. Monkey is played... Even with the Orisa changes, even pre-Orisa changes, Winston is still a very good hero. He is probably the best hero in the lineup in terms of the versatility that you can play. The issue is that Winston requires coordination. So that becomes the issue of how do you buff heroes that require coordination and like skill. Like, Doomfist and Wrecking Ball are good heroes, but they're just very hard to use, right? Like, one of the reasons people default to Orisa, Malga, Roadhog, because they're easy heroes to play, and it's very hard to be punished for playing it wrong. Make tanks protectors more than instigators, but if you play a protector role as tank, then you really are just a pincushion. What are you protecting? You're just protecting your team. That's going to feel bad, right? you're just going to be like hoping your DPS kill everything. It's one of the frustrations that supports have, is that it's like, what is my purpose? I just heal people and then hope they kill everything. Like, that's why a lot of people don't like Moira and Lifeweaver and Mercy, because those heroes don't do anything meaningful. They just protect and help their teammates, and then you hope that they kill those people that you protect, do something. I think my first problem that has always existed is that people on different skill ratings perceive Overwatch gameplay and play Overwatch very differently. Without overcoming this hurdle, there is no end to these kind of conversations, unfortunately. Exactly. I agree. What we consider an issue at the top rank is not as much of an issue at the bottom rank, right? The only thing I think everyone in the community has ever been able to rally behind is that fuck Orisa. You know? It's the only thing I think everyone could agree on. A top rank player, low rank players, fuck Orisa, you know? Nobody likes Orisa. And everyone agreed Lifeweaver was bad when they first came out, yeah. Orisa's gun being powerful and precise means she doesn't really care about the damage breakpoints. But I still stand by the idea that Orisa's damage breakpoints were only problematic because she was unpunishable. Because if you cycled your Fortify and your Spear Spin, her damage, she did a lot of damage, plus she was unpunishable. So now that she's punishable, her damage becomes a lot less relevant because she can't just beam people 100% of the time and like walk at people. Could get away with so many mistakes, 100%. And that's the problem with Malga, and that's the problem with Roadhog metas, is it feels like you're not being punished for the mistakes that you're making, right? Hog right now is the definition of power creep. Well, the problem with Hog is they took away his one shot, so he needs to be survivable, but the problem is like now he just does so much damage just by existing, and he's kind of impossible to kill. Like in the past, Hog was punishable because if you naded him, or you slept him, or you CC'd him, or you like isolated him, he was killable. But the problem with Hog right now is Suzu exists. So every time you play against the Hog, maybe this is just a top rank thing and maybe not a lower rank thing, but every time you play against the Hog, they just get Suzu. So the Hog just like has the one shot with the pig pen. If they set it up correctly, they can hook people. Even if they're not getting one shots, they're displacing people. They're doing a lot of damage to those people. And then you can't really kill him. Could you make more tanks with overlapping kits for more variety? I think there are a lot of heroes that already overlap, right? Heroes that do accomplish the same thing. Like, theoretically, Reinhardt and Ramatra are very similar heroes, right? They're very melee biased. They want to play in your face, right? Same thing with, you know, Junker Queen. But Junker Queen does it slightly different of, like, she heals herself. Rather than mitigating, she's self-healing, right? I think, okay, so here's my take. Let's come to the end of this discussion. It's been productive. As I said, maybe I was getting a little heated. I feel like I always get heated when I talk with you, chat, because I get frustrated at some of your takes. But I don't mean to get heated, so I apologize if it felt like I had a heated gamer moment. I think my solution to the problem is I understand there has to be something wrong, right? As a support player, I like to think that, you know, I've said this before, I think tanks are just being whiny and complaining, right? Which is fair. And the fact that so many tanks are whiny and complaining means there is an issue, right? Obviously people are going to complain regardless of the strength of your thing, right? People are always going to complain. But with how much complaint there is, I agree something needed to be done. There's obviously something there that tanks are just not fun to play, right? Boom, that's fair, right? So, how do we fix it in a way that doesn't tilt the role in the wrong direction, right? I think this mid-season patch might do that. It might tilt it too far in the direction that tanks are going to become the Dead by Daylight killers, as I was saying, where it's like, it's just which tank can be more effective and deal with the rest of the team, while the other people just try and survive as long as they can and try and do as much damage and hope someone fucks up, right? I think if you take away this 25% damage reduction from headshots and you give them everything else, that is fine. I would also like to see changes like the Junker Queen change, the Wrecking Ball change, be given to some of the other struggling heroes, right? I think Junker Queen and Wrecking Ball, I think these are two fun heroes that people like to play. Making them better, even just like a simple change to commanding shout like this is valuable, right? Reduce the cooldown a little bit, can be now be cast. It's a quality of life thing, can be cast while rampaging and using Carnage. I like that change, right? If you can do the same thing to other heroes like Winston, like Reinhardt, find ways to buff Winston and Reinhardt individually that allow them to be more sustainable, maybe solo, but not giving them too much power that makes them feel like they're oppressive. Because one of the things that I think is frustrating that I hear from a lot of tanks is they just want to be unpunishable. They want to be able to stand in front of the other opposition players and not die. That is unrealistic. But there needs to be a concession that tanks need to be able to have some more agency to play their character. And I think a lot of these things do that. Does Winston really need a buff? I think Winston needs a buff at lower ranks. From what it sounds like, people love playing Winston, but it's just not playable. And, you know, obviously at the top ranks, Winston is playable. But even at top ranks, if you're not a good Winston player, it's too difficult to play. Like, people just don't understand how to play around bubbles. They don't understand around how to play their cooldowns. And it's really unfun. If you don't know how to do that, you just fucking die. And that's very unfun to play with. I've seen Emong. Exactly, right? Winton good, yeah. And I think there are ways to solve these problems. I really do. I don't think, like, and if like a hero's blowing up, like, yeah, maybe you reduce the head hitboxes of some of them individually. I don't know if that's possible, but it's like, this hero is being blown up, right? You don't need to give 25% damage reduction from headshots overall, because that affects some heroes dramatically more than it does others, right? And sadly, I think this is going to be the most valuable for the problematic heroes, right? I think Malga, Roadhog, and Orisa, this is going to help them the most, right? I think Diva is going to get helped by this a lot. Winston, less so. I don't feel like headshots are as big of a thing on Winston. And it's like Doomfist isn't that big of a thing for Doomfist. It's definitely not a thing for Wrecking Ball, right? And I think this is going to buff the heroes that I don't really think need help. Bull is going to be OP? No, Bull's not going to change that much. It'll be nice when you get hacked. Yeah, but people don't even really aim for the head that much, right? When you get hacked or when you get slept, you're going to get blown up. But for the most part, you're not getting shot in the head. At least nowhere near as much as you do with other heroes. Custa, what do you think about balancing for different ranks? No, you cannot balance for different ranks. That's just an unrealistic thing, right? Like, what? Congratulations, you've promoted from gold to plat. That hero that you liked is actually nerfed in plat because as you get higher, that character's too good, right? Like, that's just muddying the waters way too much. No game ever does that. Why would I shoot a little hamster? Yeah. Do I have any more coffee left? No. I wish I had more coffee. I play Overwatch support runs at a 10-1 in queue. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Well, it's been good to talk about this tank change. I'm actually going on SVB podcast tomorrow, and we're talking about this. So it gave me a lot of food for thought, so I don't just come in swinging. And I actually have some more things to base off. But yeah, I'm gonna be on the SVB podcast tomorrow talking about these changes. So that'll be interesting. I don't know who I'm gonna be on with. I hope I'm not on with someone too inflammatory. I hope I'm on with reasonable people. SVB never got back to me. I fucking hope I'm not on with Tomato. He didn't get back to me. Has he made a tweet actually? I would like to know who I'm on with. I'm not here trying to fucking have a debate. Yeah, bro. I can't handle that shit. I'm not. Dude, even debating with Jake is exhausting. No tweets yet. Just tell him fuck you and leave, bro. I'll just probably just give up. I'll probably just. Samito gonna be on his 6v6 train, dude. Samito is like honestly, it's impressive how he just follows the same narrative, and no matter what changes, he just brings it back to the same thing. Just say you won't argue with a Masters. Like, is Samito Masters right now? Honestly, I'm a few bad games away from Masters myself, you know. Actually, am I GM4 right now? Yeah, I'm GM4 right now. I blocked him on everything. Yeah, I don't know if I haven't blocked. I see his tweets every now and then. I feel like. The thing about 6v6 debates is that in the end, no one is going to be convinced. Yeah, that's it, right? Like, as I said, Liz gets mad at me every single time I talk about it in chat, but like, I will never go on a debate. Like, I saw Jake and Iron had a debate or something like that I'm sure was interesting because, you know, I respect both of those people and their opinions, but it's just it's a zero-sum debate. It's never going to happen. So what are we even discussing? There is no world in which Overwatch would ever go back to 6v6. So what the fuck are we talking about? If you want to have a meaningful tank discussion, like we're probably hopefully going to have tomorrow, then I'm down, right? Because that's actually talking about things that could be productive and where we can try and come to some form of agreement of what is the best path forward. But talking about things that are just never going to happen is just useless. What I really hate is every 6v6 is calling 5v5 or a shill. Yeah, I don't care. Is the tank issue that big of an issue in the game right now? I think it's probably... Well, here's the thing. We solved the tank issue, right? Let's say we solved the tank issue. The developers put out something. Everyone's like, oh my God, this is it. We've done it. We've solved tank and made it fun in Overwatch 2. People aren't upset about tanks. Kumbaya. We fucking did it. And then, you know what would happen? Someone will find something else to complain about, and the community will rally behind something else that sucks, because nothing is ever going to be perfect. And there's always going to be something to complain about, and there's always going to be an argument. There's always going to be a discussion. And that's just fucking life. So I think tank... There's enough sentiment that it is an issue, right? There's definitely an issue here. Is it really that big of a deal? I don't think so. But as I said, I'm not a tank player, so I'm not really feeling the effects of it. Do we have a count on how many people play Overwatch 2 in a day? I don't think we have like perfect numbers, but it's doing well. I know Overwatch 2 is doing the best it's done in a very long time. I think people underestimate... People love to complain about the game, and like we obviously talk about it in a negative light for so much on the internet, but like there's a lot of people who play console who just never interact with this stuff, who have fun and really enjoy it. Steam numbers are up. Spy said that he saw someone in Samito's comments compare 5v5 enjoyers to flat earthers, man. Well, I agree, bro. Like, I think 5v5, like, I think so many people... I've said it, right? Before, in the past, right? 6v6s are the flat... Yeah, like, it's going to be the 6v6s first thing. I will stand by this statement. Samito is the Ben Shapiro of the Overwatch scene. I will 100% stand by that statement. He is just invoking hatred. He is just pushing people in negative directions, and he's creating division within the scene, all to just make himself relevant, in my opinion. And, you know, honestly... If Samito sees this thing, I'm sorry, bro. I honestly don't care that much, but just everything I see, that's just what it results in. And he honestly kind of looks like Ben Shapiro a bit as well, so I think it's kind of funny. Most famous grifter. Yeah, he's like a grifter and thing. And like, the reason he releases videos, like, it's kind of like the Ben Shapiro thing as well, where it's like, I hope he's so self-aware that he knows what he's doing. I hope he's smart enough that he knows that he's being a grifter and he's just doing it because that's how he gets the most interaction. That's how he gets the most clicks. That's how he gets the most interest coming into his channel, because people will rally behind that stuff. Some people really enjoy that stuff. I just hope he's aware, right? That he knows what he's doing and he's not just doing it because he genuinely at his heart believes that he's right. Yeah, he's not awkward. As I said, like, I'll give Samito the thing. I think awkward is just a bad person. I don't think Samito is a bad person. I honestly, you know, he frustrates the fuck out of me, but I don't think Samito deep down is a bad person. I think awkward's a bad person. And that's a completely different topic. Who's awkward? You don't look him up. I do not recommend. It's literally just not worth looking into. Honest Gifter, thank you for the gift of sub to 7. As I said, I don't even really know who awkward is. I've never watched their stream. I've never interacted with them, I don't think. The only reason I know them is because I've seen all the shit that's happened. And everything that I've seen ever that is related to them, I've just been like, not worth my time. How would you feel about this setup for tank off tank split? Oh no, so the problem with this is you're setting up a dive. There's a dive setup and there's a main setup. So the synergies of the tanks and the main tanks don't really work. Oh, sorry.
Yo, what are you, AFK? Let's go.
Yeah, my bad. We're locked in.
It's okay, it's okay, it's okay.
Doom.
Back one.
Surge rail. Bap. Bap one. Zoom in. Speed. We go.
Easy.
Smoke that BAP? Yeah. It's a big heads up thing, you know. If you boop a BAP as they're trying to charge up, it actually gets rid of their charge jump shot, and it like fucks with your head. It happens to me all the time on BAP when I play BAP. It's frustrating as hell. Okay, they went D outside of BAP on right. Can we rush down this BAP?
He's one. One diva.
BAP here. What the fuck? That BAP just like jumped into a...
Back one.
Diva. Come on. Surge one.
I got him.
We angle maxing, dude. The angle maxing is real right now. Diva knows here. Yeah. Run. Ah! That was really bad. Okay.
Thank you. Diva one.
Can we go, baby?
This ends now.
No, I got fucking owned.
That's alright. Just tracer.
Dead on every. How about them Laker players? Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I'm sad that Lakers lost, and it sucks that they lost so close. But at the end of the day, bro, they were never gonna win. Oh man. My PayPal night for my Discord Nitro finally went through. It feels bad. It's nice to have Nitro, but I pay once a year because I pay annually. So you're like, I just get Nitro all the time, and that's fucking great, and I never have to pay for it until this moment when I'm like, man, Discord Nitro is so expensive.
Hammer check, turret check, backup turret check.
You their only kill? Damn, dude. Fucking down bad.
And check.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Imagine paying for Discord. Well, I have a Discord server, so that people use, so I need Nitro to have a lot of the benefits of that. I probably wouldn't have it if I think. Actually, I wonder if I can. Yeah.
Tap one.
Tableau.
Custa, I gotta keep you out.
Yeah, you're good. You're
I
good.
got a turret. I got a turret. Walk, I got a turret.
I'm fucking beating this guy. I'm not run. Tracer low coming from our main. Oh, okay. Never mind. I trolled. I thought he was gonna run. Why? The fact that he didn't run, I was reloading. I don't know why he didn't run there. That was really silly. I literally just win that if I thought he was gonna run.
No, Sorge.
Let's go. Hog. Hog what?
Sorge on the right.
Oh wow, he lived.
This one.
Alright, I'm kind of inting now.
Chris, why Sorge behind?
Sounds like a
Alright,
Discord
might
is a
be
business.
time,
Yeah, a business expense just
Has a
like
chance.
reduces the amount of taxes that you have to pay. Like, how close? Alright, let's play a little bit smarter. Search. Search light. Bing. Let's see when. Oh.
Oh god. Bigger.
This map kind of owns.
Within my reach.
Just don't die, just don't die.
Hog on,
Let's
mate.
go. There's a hog on point. Hog on right, hog on right, hog on right.
Hog low. Lamp. There's a half here. There's a Nori, no clicks. We're gonna beat. Can we go aggressive?
The hog. Good shit.
Yo, what's up,
Might be able to
Jugs
hold
Judy?
close.
Do you like your name, Jugs?
Do you want to play this pillar? We play this pillar, yeah.
Good. Oh, I'm hooked. Yeah, not bad.
Charge one.
Winnable.
Regroup, back point.
Back soon. Nice. Yeah, I feel like I've been bouncing back and forth in this GM4 moment for a while. When do I get top 500, by the way? Is top 500 out? It is out, right? How many games do you have to play? It's 50 wins? Oh my god, what the fuck? Wobble wobble, motherfucker. Where's GM4 end? So I'd be like top 60 right now. Better get winning, son. Yeah, bro. How many have I won? I haven't won that many. 32? I guess I played a lot of tank and DPS early. Thought about winning more? Yeah, no, I'd rather not. Gnomeling, thank you for the 7 months. Even Emong doesn't have his wins? Yeah, damn, you know, we're struggling. All right. I don't think Bingo Heroes count towards Emong's wins. Yeah. Is it true top 500 tank is diamond? Let me have a look. Yeah. I think it's just because this early in the season, people just don't... There's just not enough people who've played games, right? 50 wins is a lot of games. Yeah, it's not really about where you start. It's more about where you end, right? Like, I was like top 15, and that's just because I played so many games at the start. Like, it's really where you end at. $50 wins only takes 50 games if you're good. Well, yeah, if you're the best. Or you bought a Smurf account. Actually, let's have a question. How do you... No, let's go back to the tank conversation for a thing. How do you solve the tank problem in terms of counter swapping? Do we really think it's just a solution of if the dive heroes were better, counter swapping wouldn't be as big of an issue? Like, it wouldn't be an issue? Is it just because it's rock, paper, scissors because there's only 3 viable ground heroes right now? Some way to limit how many of each counter can be on a team? Well, like, how do you determine what a counter is, right? Counter, it's not like heroes are just like, this hero just beats this hero. Yeah, like, I think counter swapping is a big part of this game as well. But so, I feel like so many people echo the rhetoric that counter swapping is a problem. Do we think this is one of those things where it's like, I don't know, let's say Flats and Emong, right? Both of them are like, counter swapping is really hurting my ability to play the game because people just counter swap me every single game. And then their fans are then going into the wild and then saying whatever they want. Is this kind of like my tank synergy when they went down to 1 tank and Super was like, but my tank synergy? And everyone was like, yeah, my tank synergy. And it's like, what the fuck are you talking about? You didn't have tank synergy in Overwatch 1. One player played D.Va, the other player played Roadhog. You guys never saw each other in the entire fucking game. My streamer would never spread disinformation, yeah. That's it. I guess Emong just doesn't like playing Hog Maga, yeah. A lot of tank streamers did duo with things. Yeah, but I guess that's sort of my point. Is like the idea of tank synergy was great, right? Tank synergy was great. In Overwatch 1, when you played in a team, and when you played with a duo, right? But for 95% of the player, well, probably 95 is probably too high. Let's say like 80% of the player base, that was never a thing. You were playing with a random tank. For the most part, you didn't have synergy. Most of the times, you weren't playing those kind of heroes. especially if you're going all the way back before roll queue, right? If we want to talk about 2016, 2017, 2018, do you guys remember the time where like no one would play tank? Or you would play tank, but the player was like a Roadhog player? The 5 DPS, 1 support games, yeah. I love playing Winston, yeah. As I said, I think Overwatch 1 was a great idea. That was like, theoretically, if you were playing it in a fun situation, like Overwatch 1 was really fun, right? It didn't work a lot, but when it did, it was great, yeah. First, accept that no game can achieve perfect balance, agreed. Second, think back what patch in recent Overwatch history was the fairest. Third, add hero bans. Fourth, stop making extreme changes patch wise unless there is a new hero. But I think I agree that this tank change seems a little extreme, but I like extreme changes. Like, here's the thing, I disagree with that. I think extreme changes are fun for the game as long as they don't completely imbalance the game, right? As I said, I like these tank changes. I think making tanks, empowering tanks, I'm all for it, as long as it doesn't break the game. And I'm a little worried this is going to break the game, because I really like the Season 9 patch. It mixes up the meta. Like, think about the last time I had the most fun playing Overwatch was the beginning of Season 9. Because there was a big sweeping change at the beginning of Season 9. Everything felt new. The meta wasn't solved. Everyone was working things out, and it was fun, right? So I think big changes are good. Because I think it keeps the game fresh. But that can't be done. It needs to be done in a balanced way. And I wonder if that's why they like doing global changes instead of individual changes. Because if you do individual changes, it doesn't feel as like we're trying to work out what's the best. I don't think there is an issue with counter swapping. The issue is when there is an OP character, there's the only thing that really gets played. Yeah. Maybe. So how about that? What if we use this logic? The issue isn't counter swapping. It's not like it's rock, paper, scissors, because right now the issue isn't rock, paper, scissors. First of all, there's like 10 heroes. So it's rock, paper, scissors, fucking bird, rock, fucking boulder, all that kind of stuff. But the issue with the rock, paper, scissors is that there is one thing that beats almost everything, right? So the thing that beats almost everything is Orisa and then like Malga, right? So the issue isn't rock, paper, scissors. It's that rock, paper, scissors, Malga, Orisa trumps everything else. It doesn't even matter what the fuck else you want to try and play, right? Yeah, Sledgehammer, right? Rock, paper, scissors, Sledgehammer. I like that.
Prepare to attack. Select.
Who would pick gun? Yeah. Orisa mirror match every game? Yeah. But the Orisa problem has been solved, right? Orisa's dead. Ban system is a paradox. I like the idea of a ban system. I'm, especially now that we have more heroes and more roles and all that kind of stuff, I'm actually an advocate for one hero ban going into every game. Like, I think right now, going into this game, both teams, like kind of how League of Legends does it, before we start selecting our heroes, there is a 30-second window where everyone on your team selects one hero. The majority hero is banned across the board. Both teams get one, so there is going to be maximum 2 heroes banned going into that game, right? And if there is a tie, because there's 5 players and like 2, 2, and 1 or something like that, it will randomly choose one of the 2 heroes. Because it was a tie, a thing, and then the game just goes. You're not adding that much length to every single game. It would only be in competitive, and I think that would add a lot of depth to it, and I think that stuff. I understand people are like, well, what about the one tricks who are going to feel isolated and targeted? It's like, you know, I understand there is a pretty big community of one tricks, but if you're playing competitive and your one trick gets banned, maybe you should play more than one hero. Right, and I think there would be an adjustment time for people, and you'd probably lose some people who don't want to play that, but it's like, just go play quick play that. Venture on our left, Behind us.
Venture.
Nice.
Try to bubble you in.
Oh! Okay.
Under my protection.
Watch hooks. Hug on left, on right. Nice bubble. Edge coming. Hog. Can't go. Oh, yo. I'm coming in. Yeah, I felt like I had to save him. Oh, huge ult.
Hold on. Oh, fuck.
The day's not over yet.
2v2.
Pylons on point.
Imagine being a 2-trick pony and both your heroes. That's just unlucky. That would be more unlucky if you're a 2-trick.
Your prayers are answered.
Because like I said, most people aren't going to care, right? Like, most people are just going to ban whichever hero they don't like, right? Like, Sombra. The thing I really like about the hero ban system as well, and what I think it would add, is that would actually give data to Blizz about, like, what heroes don't people like playing against? Like, what heroes are problematic? Rush. Oh my god, he actually just disappeared.
Soothing your wounds.
I fucking hate hog players. I'm gonna go Maga.
That's the problem with counter swapping right now. That's 100% the problem with counter swapping. Literally in voice chat, completely unrelated to what we're talking about. Fuck Roadhog, I'm going Malga. How do you decide? No, it's not about who bans first. If the same hero gets banned by both teams, only one hero gets banned that game. Like, both teams are doing it regardless of ban. Just a vote. Run. Oh, fuck. Which one do you guys? Sojourn's going as well. And Moira?
This way.
Ah, rip. Hero bans mean Sombra doesn't exist. That's not true. People are not just going to always ban Sombra. I think people always assume people are going to ban Sombra. Like, we've done this experiment a million times. Chat, if you, let's say this system exists. You're going into a game. Which hero do you ban? Right now. Don't say depend on map. Fuck the map. Just choose a map. Choose a hero. It does though? Okay, but no, but the point is that it doesn't, because look at how many people did different things. Yes, map will matter somewhat. There will be context there. But what the fuck is that? Does it do damage if they're underground?
Okay, they're just using all their ults.
I don't give up. My ultimate is charging.
More one.
Mercy before I log in. Yeah, there are going to be people who are just by default, regardless of the map, going to ban something. When I play League of Legends, right? So this game, this system exists in League of Legends where everyone gets to ban one hero, one champ going into the game. I perma ban Yumi. I just ban Yumi every single game because I fucking hate Yumi. I think it makes the bot lane unfun. We're in a fight. But not everyone does that, right? Like, some people hate certain heroes. Some people hate certain matchups.
Oh, stop.
Enter.
This ends now.
Hello.
Like a gentle rain.
You're still in.
I don't really like playing Kiri here. I think I'm gonna go Ana.
You want to get this payload moving, or should I? I will break this world.
In Dota 2, instead of banning the lobby now, you select heroes you want to ban your list. Yeah, but I don't think that, because that you wouldn't exist in Overwatch, because as people said, maps changed.
Oh, they're locking me.
Maps changed the ban order, and I think it should. So, as much as I agree. Can you back up?
Point.
It's
Sorry. Yeah, Ana was the right pick. Hug bubble.
Hold
one.
on.
Yeah, if they're not gonna play any dive characters, they're gonna play like this. Definitely, Ana's the better play. Is the cap point coincidence? No, Ana's just able to play further back. I think Nano's really strong.
Don't sig.
Make it instead of 30 games, a new player has to play 5 matches on 5 different heroes. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I think there's a lot of different options. Yeah, Lari's not great, obviously. Sick.
This ends now.
What's up?
You're gonna slide into it. Oh fuck. It's like
Some Zar. Ball bubble. Shoot her.
I'm Lari. Time. Trade. I have Nana.
Just keep Zar focused.
We got Nano overclock.
Yeah, or we can just go for it. No fade. That's one bubble. We just go. No bubbles.
Everyone like that.
What's up?
Relay.
Behind you.
Oh wow.
Okay, that's a trade.
Oh damn. That's... Yeah, Ana was right. I got so much value as Ana there. They just don't really have a way to punish me for just like sitting in the back. One second, I'm gonna wash my hands.
Switching sides.
I almost knocked my tree over.
If you know what you're looking for,
Open the window up a little bit, get some fresh air through here. It's getting a little warm.
how do you inquire?
Maybe inquire why you're not.
Someone joining ranked up 30 games is going to be a losing game anyway. It's just going to give you worse players. Yeah. I don't know. I think it's an interesting thing. I think it would be a cool thing that it would be cool for Blizzard to try in like next year's patch. You know how like season 9 was like a big yearly patch, and I think Aaron kind of talked. About it. I think it would be really cool if that was like a thing that they did for a couple of seasons, and then see how it works. Like even if it's like this season is going to be a hero ban season, where in competitive there is going to be that hero ban system. Like I think that would be cool.
Come around. Playing our distance. No punch.
Need repair.
So slow. They're just wasting abilities.
Who's here?
I'm low. I'm really
Cast
low.
a sleep over here. 3, 2, 1.
Oh, shit, I low. Nice.
Adventure mine. Oh wow. You just got deleted. Oh, I'm fucking dead as well. Thank you.
Yes, so low. Yeah, they're gonna build Q out very fast.
Leave the bands out of bronze, silver, and gold. I
Yep,
know.
I
I
see
think if
Freddy,
you
what
really
the
don't like it,
fuck?
you just play like. Why is it so bad for bronze, silver, and gold? Like I don't. What's why is it so much worse?
Oh, done Ryan. Okay, we'll just poke him out.
Because we're not so damn skilled. Wait, you can't. Your hero's not always gonna get banned.
Should be behind. Switch there, that's real.
Ryan asleep
There's
behind.
real still,
3,
top left.
2. Oh, I'm fucking dead.
Good one.
Ryan venture behind the point.
Just do one,
How did the Reinhardt get behind the point? Did he just pin over there?
You can still play slow, try to win. Plus ults.
I was like 3, 2, 1, and my fucking Sojin just disappears.
I am ready to unleash my ultimate. Face the sunrise!
Are we going?
This is you.
Hey there!
Back soon.
Pushing ults. Oh.
Venture 1. I don't know, we can't touch. Ow. I'm getting pinned at. That's questionable. I'm on. Ah, I'm dead. I'm like, they finally have a diver, but it's the Reinhardt.
Okay, that's good. I'll swap after flex.
You good?
I'm Moira now. We're not here yet.
What is that melody?
Nice.
Is that an Ajax?
We're fade. Devrel. These. Just playing top right now.
Oh, bottom left.
On Weaver now. Yeah, they're all. They just don't have speed now.
Ryan's coming all the way around.
Enter here. I'll drop that corner. Can you Ryan out? No one. 3, 2, 1. Nice. Push top as well. Below. Venture main. Bottom under here.
Enemy here! Over there!
Push
Oh,
one.
this Reinhardt's like, fine, I'll deal with the Ana myself.
Come back.
Venture, come behind you right now, Soj.
Oh, okay. Well, that's okay.
Get out of this fight. You're getting pinned at.
Tango inside. Enemy here. Enemy here.
First try. I'm getting pushed
Fair
up.
enough.
Babble. No, nothing.
Walking on us top.
Questionable.
This ends now.
We're no fade.
It's go time.
Dropping point.
Oh, that
That's coming top. Probably. He's on the left side. That's good shit. One Widow. I can ping her.
Watch here!
I have most of Widows. Widow bottom.
Can they one-shot me from there? I don't think they can one-shot me from there, right? That's probably too far. Okay.
And Hog. A little slow, we're down. Oh shit.
The one way to find out what.
Cast one.
We're low. Weaver on point.
Good kill, that's a good kill. Even if you die. Okay, I can touch. Go slow. Oh my, I got hit. Nice nade. Just keep nading him. You're gonna have cleanse.
Yeah, 7 seconds. Widow main. Double.
Let's nade it again. Still here, what are here? They're close. Walks bottom. Can't really walk.
We'll leave it low.
Plotting out the dig site.
Over here!
You live? Ah, I can't. Keep selling. Got Nana soon.
We'll close Nano. Yeah, we can win. We can win. We Nano our adventure. You get it?
Hug one, no. Yes.
Oh, that's good shit. Just don't see 9.
That cast trolled so
I'm
hard.
Tracer now.
Widow has damage
They
for
should
us?
have
Yeah,
high
from
noon.
far away. Play a dive character. But wait, like,
Well, they
okay,
said they're
this is
gonna
my
have, like, a
problem.
huge
Okay,
buff for
this is my problem
crazy ass
with
buff.
tank players. This is my problem with tank players. My guy went Roadhog, Reinhardt, fucking like Roadhog again. And then just like against all our comp and then just like dies. Like doesn't die.
Play of the game.
Like well, maybe play a hero that is actually able to move around the map. Maybe play like a Doomfist or a Wrecking Ball or something that allows you to get on our fucking Alari Ana. If you try and play something where you just try and like run at our backline as a fucking Reinhardt or Roadhog and then you just keep dying, it's like, well, you're not dealing with any of the threats that we're posing. I was playing Kiriko versus Roadhog and I was like, this Kiriko, I don't feel like I'm getting a lot of value because my team is getting hooked out of my position and it doesn't feel like I'm able to do anything from this range. Maybe if I play a longer range support, I will be able to aid my team and they won't be able to deal with me. Kapling! I get crazy value. This guy's solution to me playing Ana is, I'm gonna go Reinhardt and pin at the backline. Yeah, this role sucks. Like, what are you talking about? Yeah, this role sucks. He got to GM2. This guy's a tank player, but all they play is Orisa Roadhog. Bro. If they play Doomfist. Like, it's crazy to me. I think tank players just like refuse to switch. I actually think this is something that does amplify the problem. Too many, and this is I feel for tank players because of this, right? When one of the tanks got removed, all of a sudden the tank role and the number of heroes that you need to play got dramatically bigger, which is hard. But people refuse to learn those heroes within their role, even as a GM2 player, like a top 100 tank player, refuse to learn those heroes and then just complain when those heroes are bad. Go look at season 2. Well, Spartan, why aren't you playing it, bro? Why aren't you playing it, man? You can't. Hey, yo, top 1. But you're a Roadhog player. That's my point, bro. You're not helping. You're a Roadhog player. That proves my point. As I say, I'm not attacking you, Spartan. I'm not attacking you. I'm attacking the concept of tank players. I'm sorry. But I'm getting frustrated that like, I think we just,
Select your
I think people are swapping and I maybe I'm just like overly anxious because I feel like I'm about to get fisted by tanks for the next fucking month. Tank is just, I agree tank is ass. Don't get me wrong. I agree tank is ass, but I feel like there is a solution that isn't just, because like, I think what this thing is going to do is, what's going to happen, Spartan, is this headshot hitbox shit's going to come through and your Roadhog is just going to walk through my team. You're going to go Roadhog and you're going to walk through my team and we're not going to be able to kill you. And as a support, I'm just going to be sad. I'm just going to be sad. I don't really like playing Lucio here, but I kind of... Yeah, Flashpoint. Bring back 6v6. Oh, don't get me started on 6v6. We have the whole lobby in here, bro. We got a fucking war in here. And it felt like us. Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like you guys were owning. Like it felt like us, but you guys are playing like Ramatra Roadhog against each other. I feel like tank players are like, yeah, this shit sucks, and then you guys just keep playing Roadhog Ramatra versus each other, where it's like your job is to get beat up. Why don't we play some... Surely, why don't people play like Winston and Doomfist? Is it just impossible to play with no coordination? Wait, what the fuck just happened? Like, I feel like I've seen good Dooms just like farm in this game lately. Oh, shit. They have a Sombra. Oh, I'm stuck on a pillar. I'm dead. Yeah, I'm dead. That was a really good, suck. Can't play Winston with low lobby team. I don't know, man. But then how do we fix it, bro? How do we fix it without just making tanks unkillable? Because, like, the head hit box shit is not going to make it feel any better. Ow. That hit, it's just going to make them less killable, and you guys are still just going to get beat the fuck up. 2 tanks share the burden? No. 2 tanks is not a solution. Oh, nice ball. I got to deal with the Stumper. While the rest of the team pushes. Go, go, go. Get him, get him, get him, get him, get him, get him. Oh, we got the Kiri. Fucking bonus. Oh, nice. I missed. Oh, no! No, you don't. Nah, we live. Huge. I'm not gonna miss everything. Yeah, my thing is like... I guess, wait, Spartan, are you still here? If you could play Winston, if they buffed Winston and Doomfist, would you play Winston and Doomfist? But do you only not play it because it's unplayable? Because I feel like it's obviously very good at top ranks, but obviously is it just with no coordination? I'm gonna beat here in a second.
Here's one.
Beating now. Oh, okay, never mind, they have EMP. And they were a March rolled. Oh, I fucking trolled you. That's so my bad. Oh, fuck. Winnable. Oh, actually, never mind. Just chill. I'll come back. Yeah, I can play Monkey really good. You just get burned instantly, like, especially against the comp you guys are playing. Yeah, I guess, like, you're dependent. If you go Winston, like, you need someone on your team to go, like, Tracer and, like, someone else that'll help. Right? So you can't go Winston on your own. We going? Oh, I can't touch. Not with that. It's a good fucking zone. Let's go. Yeah, well, they're going to try and cut us off. Nice hook. Oh, I'm in a bad spot. Oh, man. I kind of got myself in a bad spot there. Maybe I should have gone all the way around. Then Venture just fucking pushing me to... I winnable. I need D to eat for me. That's what I need, brother. I need a fucking tank. So, the 6v6... Fuck off. The 6v6 is just because you need another tank to be able to give you support. Because no DPS and support give you that level. I understand that, I guess. But I just don't like 2 tanks. Like, 2 tanks was so... I think it's just 2 tanks is just so unbalanceable. Don't like it. Oh, nice. I'm fucking dead again. Bad movement. Thank you for the boop, Lucio. Hey, fucking go away! Bro, fuck that guy. We're at 2 tanks, 3 DPS. No, we're not going back to the 7v7 debate. Bro's got a mirror and say it's Jova. Yeah. Well, it's just like, obviously I understand that like the second tank enables you on the dive, right? So if your 2 tanks play together. But as we say, like, obviously it was great when people were playing Winston Diva, but that was so unrealistic at a lot of ranks. Is he good? Yeah. Oh, I caught the Suzu. That's kind of bad. I got BP soon. Run. We can give space. Can we touch a beat? I'm gone. 3 health. No, I'm just trying to run. Trying to be a distraction. Can we talk about 4v4? Let's just remove tanks. I honestly, fuck it. The second tank at late have more utility for your entire team, not just your other tank. But I don't think like, I understand the other team, but I don't feel like the rest of your team needs the utility, right? Like, I guess my thing is that with 2 tanks, it always felt like you were just like standing around waiting for a 2-tank engage or a 2-tank, and everyone's just sort of standing around in chokes. The thing I like about Overwatch 2 with 1 tank is it feels like the game. Whoa! I feel like the game is dramatically more fluid as a whole. There's a ram it up. Look up. What up? 5.5 v 5.5. Who we just letting someone with half an arm play? Bring all the tanks at DPS support, delete the tank roll, and have 3 DPS, 3 support. Yeah. I don't know, like, I'd be down to make tanks less
IOC on their wall.
spinning.
It's go time. Apagando las luces.
They only hit a hug, but a hug is definitely dead. Alright, winnable.
No.
Fuck me. You don't learn from goats yet. If you had one healer, Lucio just wouldn't work. Yeah, you can't reduce the support. I don't think 2 supports is the problem, right? I think 2 supports is good. I think the problem is just like, how do you make 1 tank feel good all the time? Because it just feels like the big issue is that 1 tank, we're just always defaulting back to the same thing where, oh, I'm fucking dead. Oh, that's fine, just reset. It just feels like 1 tank. Everyone just always plays Roadhog, the most like self-sufficient tank every single time, right? Everyone's just always playing either Roadhog or Malga or Orisa because they're the only thing that doesn't fucking die.
I'm here.
I don't know what's being bad. That was bad. Behind. Oh, fucking. Yeah, that's the big thing about Venture. Literally, all you gotta do is cover Venture. Because if Venture's able to engage without having to use their dash or any L or the thing, it's just so strong. You just really gotta cover corners. Just walked into that. That was really silly. Alright. All we gotta do is cover this Venture. This Venture is literally hiding 100% of the time. We find the Venture, we win the game.
Palace.
On. Venture, nothing good. Baiting. Oh, bro, no! Oh, I got it. Huge.
Ram's 1.
Here's 1 as well. Oh, they baited as well.
Fuck, my tongue just sliced, dude.
Nice. I did not think he was gonna get that. Oh, fucking dead. Oh, I should be dead. Playing tank really depends on your DPS support picks as well. Yeah, but like, I guess the counterpoint I always make, like playing your DPS and support is also dependent on the rest of your team, right? Like, I don't feel good having to play fucking Lucio every fucking game. Like, I don't like playing Lucio, but I play it because fucking my team has to have a Lucio on Flashpoint. Otherwise, we just fucking end up running around. Oh, fuck. You, but I'm not defending Soldier Tracer, right? Like, we can all agree Soldier Tracer have a problem.
Now.
Sodge is the fucking Orisa of. We gotta reset. Ram low. We got Lucio, nice. We got my team. Hero bands, I'm in now. Hero bands, I'm telling you, man. Hero bands, I think go a crazy long way. I think we solve a lot of problems with hero bands. The more I think about it, it's not gonna fix the tank roll. Oh fuck, he has jam ult again. I'm dead. Shit. Just try and regroup if you can. He touches.
My champ is awesome, dude.
Defeat.
I don't really know. Do I just not play Lucio in that scenario? Like, I think we need a Lucio, guys. I guess they just have a good comp, right? While we're playing a Roadhog. But the Ram can actually be the front line. I don't know. I think the DPS passive, well, the DPS passive is built to hurt tank, right? It's built to hurt Roadhog and shit like that. Thank you very much for money. Paradigm, thank you for the 100 bits. How about this ban system? Rank roll queue only. Yeah. You see the map, but not opponents. Yeah, it's fine. Ban window, maybe 10 seconds. Each player select their bans for the thing. I think you do it in like 20 seconds, 15 seconds, yeah. Min 6. No. There should not be a ban for each role. Like, why can't it just be a community banned thing? I think you could, there's not enough heroes to ban 3 for both teams. Because that can ban 6 heroes. That's so much stuff. When a round is finished, ban system is triggered again. No, you're adding too many steps. And also, when a round is finished, the ban system starts again. Like, when you're switching sides, maybe bans is better for one side than the other. If you're choosing random bans as well for which role, like, you could just lose the ban system. I don't think you need to make it complex, right? Like, I think the system that I said where you go into the lobby, everyone gets to ban a hero, it chooses the majority hero that is banned from your team, or it randomizes if it's a draw. That hero is banned for the map, and then the other team gets a ban. Like, boom, maximum 2 heroes out, minimum 1 out. It's not really going to affect. There's so many fucking heroes. Like, the only one that would have, like, the biggest effect is, like, Lucio getting banned. Ban Lucio, half of all comps are dead. Well, here's the thing. You can play Brawl without Lucio as long as the other team also doesn't have Lucio. So if it's a global ban, then that's fine, right? You can play Brawl into another Brawl that doesn't have a Lucio. The issue is playing Brawl into with a Lucio and the other team doesn't, you just lose because you get outpaced. If Lucio's banned, then they wouldn't play Brawl. Exactly, right? And then all of a sudden that opens up compositions, right? So there's so many options that happen with just 2 bans, right? But it also, I think it deals with like the problematic child and stuff like that of like, hey, like last, you know, the front half of the season, people would ban Orisa. Like, I know I would have probably banned Orisa going into every game. Maybe I'd feel spicy and ban something different. I like the idea of hiding names. Like, no one knows who's on the other team. Maybe you know who your team is. When you get into lobby, you can't see who the opponents are. So it stops banning one-trick players. Because fuck Mercy mains. Yeah, but like if you banned Mercy at high ranks, it's not going to change anything, right? And you're wasting a ban on a Mercy. And then they need to, yeah, exactly. They'll be able to see what's getting banned, what's getting picked, like all that kind of stuff. And they'll get an idea of like, why are people banning this hero? Is it overpowered? Do people just not like playing against this hero? Is this hero just not fun? We need a way to know our teammates' most played heroes. Yeah, you could definitely do that. You could add that kind of thing. Rainbow Six has around 60 characters with 2 bans per team. I think I'm right about this with Rainbow Six. Aren't the guns the same? Like, I think they have heavy and, like, support roles, but you can choose the guns, right? So even though abilities might be locked out, that you can still play with certain guns. Like, it's kind of like Valorant, where it's like, the gunplay is more important than the abilities. I'm not a huge Rainbow Six player, right? Oh, different characters have different guns? Okay, then I was just wrong, right? I agree. Yeah, I only think there should be 2 bans. I think 2 bans, maximum 2 bans. There's not enough heroes to ban. Like, you can't ban 25% of the roster. You ban 25% of the roster, that shit's gonna suck ass, right? It's just, every game's just gonna become a meme. About 6 min and 10 max is just a list. The game picks 1 for each role, so it's only 3 getting banned. But isn't that 3 getting banned for each side? I just think you're adding too many steps, right, Paradigm? Like, maybe that is a banning system, a good, better banning system, but I think that's a complex, convoluted banning system. When if they're going to implement it, I think they should put it into the bare minimum at the baseline, right? Well, it's the second time I've seen this person dodge, I think.
This.
1 second, gotta respond to a message.
Hello.
They made a Dallas skin?
5,
Yeah.
4,
Finally.
3.
Sorry, guys.
What do you mean, bro? There's the Reaper skin, the one that's clearly
We're
made for
playing
the Dallas
Rhine?
Steel for winning the 2023 Overwatch League Championship.
AFK check for custom game. Sorry, I was just responding to this line real quick.
Their Ana is on high ground. I'm gonna make some space here.
Just half behind.
That stuns me. Huh?
Just half behind.
Alright, I'm playing a brawl hero now.
Oh. Alright, sorry, bro.
That's cool, bro. I get it.
Yeah, you gotta look out for number one, you know?
Yeah, I get it.
Mr. What?
You playing Mirror Watch today? No, I'm not playing. I'm playing any Mirror Watch. I played a bunch of Mirror Watch when it first came out. I had a lot of fun with it, but
Zen low.
got a window if they try and recontest this. I'm gonna throw it in the back end.
Oh, they're definitely looking to recontest this.
Throw it. One. Oh, I got one clip. Windows in the back. Oh, dude, I wanted.
I'm dead to that. Just kept
You
playing.
win these?
You got the world's best venture in your
Go get him, champ. Oh,
Like that.
go get him, champ.
Objective A captured. Escort the
I got you.
Aw, thanks.
Turn Widow.
Have you seen Spyler's take about the upcoming mid-season patch? No, what did he say?
Wait, we have full venture ult. This is massive.
I usually like Spyler's take. I think Spyler has a pretty level head. Even though, like, I think he
one.
does a good job of identifying issues. And he's, like, one of the few people
Sniper's
that
up
actually
there.
comes up with, like, solutions and, like, gives,
Getting
like,
underneath now. Are you
actual
ready for full
feedback
venture?
other than just, like,
Okay.
this sucks.
I'm going in.
Oh, rip.
Okay, I'm not going in. She's one.
Naga on me. On the nose, please. Naga one.
The support's close.
Naga one. Coming to you guys.
He's doing what to us? Care Widow.
What the Sigma?
Nice. Care Widow.
They're close.
Widow grappled out.
Window seen. They can't fleet. Alright.
I'm just gonna back up.
Search off.
Can we push this with window maybe? On the right?
Yeah. Oh, that was
No, we cannot.
Check it out under the magic gap.
Go, switch one.
She was one. She got E'd by Malga, naded by Ana, and then was immediately at 250 HP.
I hear Widow footsteps. She might be above us. Oh, yeah.
Oh. Hang God,
Yeah, I
found her.
guess. Alright, let's get a little bit of a percent.
She's made.
Flanking. No, I'm here. She's on the mega underneath.
You walk forward.
She's there. Yeah, I need you to walk. Can't pick into this.
She's going high ground maybe. Grapple top left.
Window. She's gonna peek.
Xantai.
Yeah, she's looking at me.
Switch behind too.
She can't peek with these walls up.
Switch sleeping up.
Widow's still peeking in.
Wait, top right. Actually, yield. Alright, window. Let's go.
Alright, I'm committing to this. I'm walking in.
Yeah. Should use ours. Search high. Search low.
Oh, okay.
Break it, if you can.
Yeah, I'm shooting it.
No, I can't.
Surge and half, no slide on the right.
That was Maga, Custa.
Yeah, Magan die. Search you.
If you walk forward, I'll nanny you.
Yeah. 1 second, coming up here. Okay.
Oh.
Get in there.
You get him.
Okay, I go red. Wait, who left? A Reaper?
I can touch. I can touch.
10 seconds.
It's gonna be a reversal volatile.
Play life. I'm gonna stall forever, okay? Don't push for a sec.
Overtime.
Touch again, I have touch. Alright, once we get here, I'm gonna go for the top high ground.
Yeah, I got caught. You go.
Now.
Kinda close on the right. Feel good about this.
Oh, those snipers up top.
I feel good.
Pass into the iris.
I can't believe my Reaper man left.
Score 1-0. Switching sides. Prepare your defenses. Select your hero.
Thank you very much for money.
I'll light my own path.
Keep in sight. I have us in and out in no time.
So fast.
These phenomena bear further investigation.
Come on, we're
Oh
all...
wait, mother 100 bits.
it's
It's
coming.
it is 6 mins and 10 max. For example, Team 1, Malga, Echo, Genji, Ana, Zen. Team 2, Arissa,
As
Window,
a matter, let's
Hanzo,
go,
Lucio,
yeah,
Bat.
yeah,
Game
yeah.
picks Malga, Genji, Bat for first round. It can go low to 6
Oh.
because if both teams pick the same hero,
Okay.
then they just nominate 1 instead of 2.
Let's get a
The
kill.
ban system
Probably
triggering
leave.
every round makes it that less than,
hide?
oh man, I can't play my favorite entire match. Top 500 can just
Come,
repeat
head
their
hotel.
bans
Let's get a
given.
kill before we go.
So, as I said, Paradigm, I think that could be a cool balanced system. The issue that happens is you said you're adding a randomness of the ban system chooses what would be picked.
There's a sniper.
All right. The ban here is a system that can be picked. But you understand the point that I'm always saying is that you understand how that's a convoluted system. Randomness is bad where it doesn't feel like you're doing it, but it's just a convoluted system for people to understand, right? You need it to be as simple for people to understand as possible, because what's going to happen, like, let's say, first of all, you're a shoot, so everyone's picking one for their role. Like, why should it be I can only ban for my role, right? Why? I don't want to play against Arissa as a support player. I don't want to have to ban a support. I like the supports and stuff like that, right? So I think it's just, you just have to look at it. Oh shit, ow, fuck, sorry. Also, respectfully, shut the frick up about taking me back to Overwatch 1 days when they were simpler. It's the same meta 24/7. And CC was prevalent. We freaking need active development like we get now, if nothing else, to keep the game fresh. Irrelevant to 5v5 or 6v6. Half my timeline filled with some of the most cringe and nostalgia bait as if there wasn't 10 billion things broken with the game in 2018, 2019, 2020, and 2021. Tank has always been a problematic and tricky role in Overwatch. Support has always been a problematic and tricky role. Welcome to trying to combine an MOBA/MMO features in an FPS. It's unique, but it's ugly. You criticize the direction, you can criticize the choices, but acting like serious development and balance wasn't desperately needed in Overwatch 1 is the biggest bunch of horse wallop I'll ever read. On a serious note, 5v5 definitely exacerbates certain issues with tanking. And this approach potentially reduces the power of tank busting as a concept, something that would have been addressed in Overwatch 1 too. I think I agree with this take of this, just like, I agree with this. This is it, right? It's like tank and support are just such a difficult thing to balance and solve. And it's never going to be perfect, right? And as he said here, 5v5, 6v6, it literally doesn't matter. People complain about radio silence Overwatch 1 development and then unironically complain about the much more aggressive, proactive Overwatch 2 development. Where were you guys when apologizing when you were dead wrong about Season 9? If I had a dime for every Doomer post about the projectile size changes, the DPS passive at the out of combat heal, I'd be rich. Yet despite the positive reception of that, nobody says jackal or even learns to think a little more carefully, oh my god, about the situation this time around. I've always been very critical about stuff that I think is fair, but man, the amount of lazy thinking for a bigger voice in this community has to improve. And this is not about 5v5/6v6, it's about the criticism of active development/taking risks and making systematic changes. Besides just nerf Arissa, fortify by 1 second again. That's what this game needs, right? Nothing else to keep things fresh, and honestly, this stuff should have been done in the transition to 5v5 over a year and a half ago. But it wasn't. Old dev team probably screwed the pooch and rushed things, but better late than never. True. Facts. Basis frick. I love that they said freak, yeah. Let me do him. Wait, no, actually, I don't even think I want to interact with it. I take it back. It's a good tweet. Like it. Thank you very much for money. Sorry for causing the match quit. Thought had more time in between. Oh no, that's okay. Yeah, I didn't quit the match because the Reaper left, so that's fine. I appreciate you. Thank you for the 600 bits as well. Thank you for all the bits, Paradigm. I appreciate it. Like as I said, I love ideating on that kind of stuff, Paradigm, and I agree. I think your system might be the most like interesting to play with, and I think it like creates the most change. But the thing about it that like makes it difficult is it's just convoluted, and that's sort of my point. I think one of the things that I've really been trying to hyper focus on with like game balance is just like simplicity. The game needs to be simple for people to understand, Otherwise, a solution that is complex and convoluted that no one's going to understand is just going to be overwhelming for most people. Because people just aren't going to understand it, and they're not going to take the time to understand it either. They're just going to be confused and frustrated with the system. And what's this, Liz? Overplayed Overwatch 2 arguments. Remove the glass, 5v5 vs 6v6, free space Winton. Skins cost too much and this is personally offensive to them. Matchmaking's broken. Dude, this is just a free bingo, Square. Nobody wants to admit it, but Overwatch itself is very complex and convoluted FPS in the market right now. I think the developers are doing a phenomenal job. Like, I think they're doing a phenomenal job. I really do. Actually, let me do this thing. Shit. People love to complain but then give zero productive feedback. Overwatch is never going to be perfect and will always be in balance in one way or another. They brought OW back from the dark ages of late OW1 when the game was truly awful. Let them cook. If they're wrong, they'll fix it. I'm in queue, right? Yeah. What? Do you want 6v6 back? I don't think I need the rest of it. There we go. Boom. Tweet done. There we go.
What's up, team?
Oh, fuck. What role is he on? Oh, God. I panicked. I was alt-tabbed. I thought you were fucking on tank again.
Ace of Spades is known to counter swap because he sucks, so lock in Adrian.
Yeah,
You can't counter swap, Ryan.
Follow my lead.
yeah, that's true. Ryan's, I think Ryan's just the best hero on the roster right now, right?
It's actually facts.
Yeah, true.
I am
Custa's writing a novel.
Stay in sight, and I'll keep you safe.
Cut to the end of the game with me going fucking 3-11.
I think we're gonna get Aya some of the
I don't even
good.
think that trade is gonna
Okay,
be good
chat,
after
actually,
this
I have a
next
question
patch.
for you.
Can't shoot
You got a
nobody.
bunch of cat people in here. Has anyone
It's
given
bad
their
for
cat
us.
like vet CBD, like proper
Stay
CBD
sim.
for animals? Has anyone done it? Was it good?
Good talk, good
Did
talk.
it help?
I don't know, man. I'm not a DPS
I'm
player.
staying sim for a
Anyone
fight.
here? Because we have some stuff, but I don't think it's the good stuff.
Briggs
Hey,
AK.
we're thinking about investing in the good stuff and like really helping. Like get
Yeah,
like the actual
what's
pet
that?
CBD and not just like the shit we got off of Amazon, which doesn't really do much. I gave it meth. Oh, that's cool. Helps that dog a lot, yeah. Very helpful for pain, and it's just anxiety.
Good one.
Like, our cat has really bad anxiety.
One.
Well, I think she's like overlicks herself due to anxiety, so we'll think about getting
I have charge right now.
Trying to get
I'm
the good
just walking
shit.
on Winston.
This is our objective now.
And we found out that the only place we can get it is at our like a weed store down the road, like an actual weed
going in.
store. Just gonna have to fucking walk in and be like, yeah, we need to get the good shit for the cat. Stat. I need a bowl for the cat right now. Spencer, and it did seem to help my 19 boy. Yeah. It helps a lot. Nice. Okay, sweet. We might do it.
Oh my god, he went ram.
Dude, we should run at one of them. Okay, I got one.
You're right, he is trying to counter swap. Keyword trying. I'm going in. Fuck it.
Enemy here.
Enter top right, enter top
I need
right.
a plug. Yeah, let me do a. No, I live
No,
in
we're going
California.
in.
We don't do back alley deals for fucking for weed. We have fucking a weed store in every corner. There's literally like I think there's like 5 within like a 5-minute walk from me. It's actually ridiculous. I got rush. When they step up, I'm rushing. 3, 2, 1. Fucking get him.
I go for it.
Guide you.
Jump one.
Kind of one.
Okay. Venture's top right.
How'd it go, DPS? You guys doing over
I
there?
mean, I don't think you can 1v1 that hero, to be
No,
honest.
that here is actually just fucking so
Guys
good.
with the TP, though. I'm out.
Marijuana's gonna be cheaper? Wait, they're making it cheaper?
This bench is trolling.
Dude, yeah, we're gonna get you the really good stuff. We're gonna get you the premium stuff if the fucking
just going
weed
in.
gets cheaper.
There's one. He's 75 HP up there. Well. I'm about to solo shot at this ram. Get rid of him.
This ends now.
Oh!
Carry.
Excavation initiation. Headshot low. Oh! Yeah, applied. You're good, right?
I'm good.
Yeah, you're good. You get him? In the US, it might be drop Schedule 3 drug with lower tax. Oh, so there'll be less taxes on the drug? That sounds like a federal thing. Are they doing that federally?
Well, that's
Because
okay,
I thought
that's
one of the
what-
big
so
issues with
Dram,
weed was that it's not
Break
federally
on a.
accepted.
Prayers are answered.
Or is it just like,
Actually, that's like
even
the-
They're gonna
medically,
TP on their
it'll
back
be-
line.
it'll
I
be
can't
taxed
move.
less and stuff like that.
Alright. I'm down.
And if we condition with it, yeah. If from what it sounds like, like weed has like very good properties for a lot of medical. Yeah, I got the ammo.
Okay.
Ah!
Venture one.
Right, ram.
Venture one. Maybe woodable. Or even.
That was
I'm
interesting.
gonna go on Sojourn.
State by
Just one.
state.
That's.
Legality
that.
is state by
Bye-bye.
state. Between the Schedule 1 drug is
Slow mo
federal, right?
Capturing the
What's up? Yeah, you guys are the goats. Give it up.
Oh yeah.
I'm with you.
Kill the break.
Yeah, we need to get these kills.
Silly human.
Thank you.
Let the kitsune guide you. Over there. Hi.
Ryan the goat. Time to nerf Ryan.
Yes.
Score 1-0.
Oh sure, I never finished that.
studied the plan. Divergence leads to defeat.
I'm gonna stay sim for fun. I'm kind of having a good time.
This galaxy yet.
You do you.
Our Sojourn just typed in my chat, can you endorse me so I can talk in game as well?
Bro, what did you do, bro? How did you lose chat privileges? Did you say the F word?
Victory, here we come.
Yo, I got the space right now.
I actually do have the space. I can TP you out on point if you need
The
it.
bad thing about Overwatch is that the F word isn't even the bad F word. It's literally just fuck. We're just like, did you swear? Don't do that. You know they said don't do that.
I fucked up.
Oh, no, you're good. You look great. Yeah, you're good. You're good.
So winnable. We got one. We got one.
I'll lose your boobs too here. How many did you get? One. Oh, they got the mega. I just got outplayed so hard. You gonna play it? Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Soothing your wounds.
Okay,
Okay, so I need you to kill all of them before they push us.
yo, I'm here with y'all.
Bap. Oh, we're the goats.
Oh yeah, baby.
Oh, okay. Fuck that here.
Look at Spencer.
Yeah, then she dies. 1-1. They're burning. Nice.
Kill them.
Your day just got made.
Did I say her? If I said her, my bad. Did I say her or did I actually say that?
It just wasted shield. I'm about to shatter here. Are we here?
I
Yeah,
can do
fucking
it.
drop him.
3,
Drop a
2,
hammer on
1.
him.
Oh, it's fucking 4 of
Did
them.
you get them all?
Yeah.
It's like
Oh,
Okay, well, I don't know.
we might have pressed too many Qs there.
Yeah.
What do you mean we? That was everyone but Adrian that pressed too many.
Exactly.
I don't have it. Happy feet and Custa, you guys stink.
Well, you know, you would have had it
I'm
all
looking
if
at my
you
game.
hadn't been feeding the entire game, you know? So it's just kind of like, maybe you would have pressed
Actually,
Q.
I swapped.
You know, okay.
I mean, Happy Feet has an excuse because he can't come when he's gonna ult. So
Yeah,
that's,
that's
I don't know.
yeah, damn, that's what.
They have every ult. I think they're in a window here.
Yeah, we should run as soon as
Yeah,
they
get
do
rid of the
something.
cake. Get rid of the cake. Yeah.
Be dynamite.
Like,
Run.
okay, I'm out. I'm out of there. You know you're there, by the way.
Oh, never
Oh my
worked.
god.
Up.
Activation, initiation.
I mean, Momo.
We can win these still.
Yeah. Venture. 1. Venture 1. Venture 1.
Got him.
Ow.
Just chill, right?
Oh, I'm in pain.
Ash, very close.
I'm in fucking pain.
Okay. Just chill. Oh, apply that.
Oh, I made a mistake.
Alright, we do it. We bait them in here again. They'll never see it coming.
Yeah, bait him in. I got shatter.
You good, Momo?
Okay, well, that's not
Okay,
good.
that's not baiting.
Okay. No! Momo! How could you do this to me?
I thought I reset my jump, my wall climb, and I didn't. Custa, I didn't reset my wall climb. When I got to the top, I need to like clip the top of the thing and then back off, and I didn't. I just fell.
They have Sonic. Be careful. What do they have?
Well, not Ram. Not really.
Yeah.
They're split by Bob. Oh, they moved them. GG. Ram is 1 HP.
We win this,
Shoot
we
Bob.
win this,
Shoot
we
their Bob.
win
Shoot their Bob. Shoot their Bob.
We won the ball.
Ram
Bob.
the form here. We shoot this Ram. Shoot Ram.
Yeah. They die.
Ash low.
I have no shield. That's good.
Hello. I showed you going point. He's probably gonna die. Careful.
No, they're good. I got him.
I'm pushing for him. I'm pushing for him. I have no shield. I'm hiding.
You
Oh,
good?
Jesus.
We have a lot of ults coming
I'm
up.
not
It's
good.
last fight here. It's last fight.
I'm nowhere near good here.
You should probably just
No,
shatter.
you're
You're gonna
good.
die.
Holy shit! You just went to fucking orbit.
Respect
Actually.
it. Go on point. Bring alone on point.
We're outnumbered. Watch yourselves.
Our soldiers OC. I'm gonna go ball.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can touch
I
that.
might die. I'm dead, I think.
We got B coming back as well.
Oh my.
I'm going for it.
Time to come out of my cave. It's go time.
You got it, Lucia? I'm missing.
Sorry. Not our map. Actually, not our
I
map.
made some individual mistakes there. I'll take the blame.
It's
I
actually
play
not good.
perfectly, so
Score 1-1.
I'm planning a trip in the future to be able to experience legal weed. Is it better to stateside or Netherlands, or does it not matter? I have no idea. As I said, like I'm not a weed connoisseur.
Thoughts?
I mean, you can go right here.
Liz is my
I think we
resident
should brawl.
weed specialist.
We were winning when we
I'm
were
going
brawling.
If you can do
saying
that,
ball?
Netherlands, from everything I've heard, the Netherlands
No,
is
I'm
good.
kidding.
It's still
Are they on
illegal
again? Like Ash,
in the US, like federally. So,
I think so.
Alright, let's play fast. I'm gonna go Genji.
but I could outsmoke Liz. Well, Liz is the only one I know that for sure that.
No pressure. Engaging enemy forces.
Brick one.
Is that a
back, back.
challenge? Yeah, we
Look,
about to have a
look, here's
fucking
some fish.
weed off.
Oh, they
First one to
fucking
pass out
sim,
fucking
man.
losers.
It's alright. ATP, that.
Ash here, Ash. Ash behind, Ash. PT. Bro.
Give it a line up.
I need to back out. I need to just play point, I think.
Sim up.
But there's him right here.
Oh, rip.
Oh, dang.
She's fully charged. She's torqued up.
It's all oiled up.
Overwatch is the only drug I need. Damn, bro. That's rough.
Yeah, I think we just beat a point, yeah?
Yeah.
Let's go. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, I'm no shield. You need to shield for a bit now.
Yeah, chill.
Can
You're left.
we speed somewhere? Can we speed in?
You can go left side. You can
We
go
have to go
left
close to them. We have Lucio.
go
We have to
left,
just
go
go in.
left,
We're going left.
Need to speed.
Yeah, well, behind you.
Ah, I'm dead.
I'm gonna try to ram. Yeah.
Ram down. What
Let me
about?
go past it. Back one.
Shield. Oh, I can't.
I'm on the objective. Enemy here.
Down 3.
She rallied.
Your day just got made.
Guys are split.
Sunlight soothes.
Rush.
Enemy here. Not so fast.
Back now. They have a lot of volts.
The battle ignites.
I have rush. I got a rush point. Let's just close this out. Pretty clear.
Good trade.
Wait, Bab's above us. Can you go for him, Lucio? Can't see him.
Headshot low.
He's
Break
on.
side.
Ah, it's a bit.
Ash one.
Let me go top. I need top. I need top right now.
Alright, so they're probably just
They're
gonna
gonna TP the point. They're gonna TP the point. Yeah, I'll high noon the wall. I can break the wall, I think.
I don't think they have wall, right? They use it. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
they did?
no
Okay.
I'm gonna play point then. Oh man.
They
Oh,
might
TP
TP
high
high.
ground on me. Oh,
Drop,
fuck.
can you
I'm on
drop?
point, sir.
Draw strength from
You guys good over there?
I'm on point.
Oh, where's he dead, I think. Oh.
AJ. Oh,
Fine,
Oh
fine.
my
You're
god,
there,
you
so
literally
they're
just
gonna
can't control my character.
Sim one.
I see you win these.
It's go time.
Okay.
I don't.
I feel all warm inside.
No!
Okay, we can take top with in here. Unless we don't have time.
We might
Yeah,
not
we
have
can. I can high noon out top. but
Yeah,
someone
okay,
can
okay.
touch.
We gotta go now.
that. Wait.
Gotta go now.
Step right up.
They're really low.
Good
I'm
time.
to form.
They have wall now. I got you apply. I rush it.
Yeah, I need that shit right
Make
now.
sure. Yeah, well, soon.
Let the kitsune guide you.
I've seen us win these.
Let's go.
Shit.
Oh,
I wish we could feed Custa psychedelics and watch it become one with Overwatch. It's like, it's illegal to... Is it illegal to like publicly take those things and then like stream with them. Actually, my first edible experience, I ate a fortune cookie and didn't read the dosage, and it turns out it was 50 milligrams. Yeah. It's like the chocolate. Obviously everyone's heard the stories about like the chocolate situation where people get given chocolate and they don't realize it's weed, and then they eat like half a block of chocolate. I threw it for 5 hours. Oh my god. That's why it's a pipe dream, yeah. Am I 2-1? I feel like I've lost more games than that. Oh, actually, the Kings Row game counted as a loss as well, right? I feel like I've played more than 4 games. What are we doing? Oh, no. We've played 4 games. Okay, there you go. Should be all heroes get high. What does that even involve? What is this game? What is this? It's cute, but it's like a... This is the perfect game for me and Sav, because this game looks like the mechanics that I love. And it's cute, which is what Sav loves. Coming May 9th. Oh, as a demo. Co-op action roguelike that recreates the essence of high-level MMO rating in a randomized, simplified, bunny-sized package. Choose your class, gather your rabbit-eared companions, and battle your way to the Moonlight Pinnacle. Oh. The mechanics remind me of Final Fantasy 14. Yeah, it's like a 2D raiding situation. Forget Spyler, I prefer the Jaws tweet. What's the Jaws tweet? Tank players, after years of calling their role underpowered, they do more damage than DPS and have 2 million HP. That's very good. That's me running it, yeah. Well, here's the thing. A part of me hopes that tank just becomes ridiculously overpowered, and I just want to see what the tanks say. I want to see if they're like, you know what? I think we overcooked. You know, maybe this is too much. I wonder if they'll be humble about it, or if they'll be like, no, this is fine. I don't. This is what tanking should be. If I give her more food, she's not bony skinny, but she seems pretty slim. I had Paradigm. I can't help you with that kind of stuff. I haven't had that issue with cats thing, but you should take them to a vet. If they keep getting diarrhea and every time they eat food, then you should take them to a vet. See what's up. They might be allergic to the food.
How far is it to Malibu? Better get going. Some of you studios people aren't as patient as I am.
5, 4, 3, 2,
Bo is slight chunk, but not too chunk. Bo's actually not that chunky anymore. He's vibing. Oh! I is chunky these days. I is a chunky girl. We're gonna jump. Here comes the venture. Oh, they're very lucky. Zen's very lucky they didn't.
Let's.
It's not worth faking. Even if it is your cat, no, I will call Aya a chunky. She is a chunky gal.
You make it too easy. I'm on my game now.
Ramatra, huh? Ash, huh? My Sojan's the goat, huh?
Enemy spotted.
Good nano soon. Yo, Ryan, you want to pin up the high ground and then I'll put nano you?
It's go time.
Our team is just farming them. Is Venture an actual? I actually think Venture's pretty good at top ranks. I think people are starting to work out the cycling of it. I think it can be punishable, but Venture seems pretty good. Oh, fuck. Oh, sorry. Get him, Ryan. Oh, my bad. Should've just left him. Oh, I beefed it. That was really bad by me. So the Nurse Venture, yeah, the Nurse Venture were reasonable. Venture was already pretty strong, but I would assume there was probably some level of stats that showed Venture was probably overperforming.
Disrupting. Objective lost. Stop the payload.
But also, if the hero's doing just fine and no one knows how to play the hero, then they're probably going to scale into things. People are just getting, like, the thing I've noticed is people are just getting better at Venture. People understand. Tap one. I fucking took one shot way too many. That was such a bad shot to take.
Flash on that point.
Enemy over here! Enemy spotted!
I think the tank chain is going to be a huge debuff. Yeah, I think Diva's going to be really strong as well. They have a lot of armor. They're already down on high ground. Bro, fuck that hero, man. Like, come on. God fucking soldier, man. I like literally they just like overpeak
run
and
it
they
down,
just
down.
jump down and I die.
Oh.
We must enter the payload's journey.
Nice.
I'm dead. They could see my feet. That's sad.
I'm trying to push Ash here.
My toesies. Don't you know insta kills punish bad positioning? Yeah. Well, it's just frustrating when I just get one shot like that. Or like it wasn't really one shot, but it's like they just able to jump off punish me. I think it's fine in isolation. The problem is just when it happens a lot. Oh my god. I can nanny if you want to go up.
It's go time.
Oh my.
I'll give it to you. It's yours.
30 seconds remaining. Good to see you.
The Sojourn like hates it. The Sojourn's the goat. Yeah, my Sojourn's doing well.
Steadfast, and we shall win.
It's one of those games where it's just a Sojourn dip.
Do something.
Sleeping Bob.
This ends now.
Oh.
Stop that payload.
Assistance would be appreciated.
Is there a better support I could be playing? I don't think so. I don't fine.
Here is an enemy.
60 seconds remaining.
Sorry, Pebble. Low.
Wrong way.
Ram light.
30 seconds remaining. Disruptor. Stop the payload.
I'm here. Keep fighting.
10 seconds.
Hey, Lance.
Too low on me. One. I feel like I've been inted on by the Sojourn and their tank like a lot of times. Chat, what should I watch today? House of Doctor Who. Dude, House is one of my favorite TV shows of all time. I love House. I've seen that show like I watched that series like 3 times.
Prepare to attack. Select your hero.
How many cats do you have? I have 3 cats. One Tuxedo, Aya, who's an anxious mess. I have one Salem, who is a princess Torty. Then I have Bo, who's just so dumb. It's impressive.
Break this world. Fruition comes from within, as does failure.
How far is it to Malibu?
I love that the Salem picture is Salem with a
find
cone.
Success, we must search in harmony.
Just another Sherlock Holmes reboot. Don't get me wrong, I love House, but Doctor Who is better. Well, I don't know. I just never got into Doctor Who. And you could probably be right, but I've just never been into Doctor Who.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attack commencing.
Enemy in sight.
See. Oh, he didn't catch it. Can't really see you guys, Cat. Is he on us? Oh, he heals. There's no re. Main. Low. Ah, they eat it. Fuck.
I don't really know where my Ryan is. I'll be real.
He's hanging out on the high ground.
Okay.
So he got me at the choke.
That one. Nice.
Tracer asleep.
Not even my longest shot this week.
I cannot believe he fucking peeked that again.
Can we have card for us?
Escort the payload.
You know what show I was really disappointed ended? Mindhunter. Dude, that show was good. I wish that show finished. There, what it.
Enemy spotted.
Stay away.
Enemy over here.
Good to see you.
Enemy spotted.
Can't see up there.
Oh.
Stand up straight.
Oh, fucking dead. Fucking stick me. Never mind. What a high ground. Oh, that feels so good.
Rally to the payload.
The payload is under my protection. Join me.
Over here.
Het universum zingt voor mij.
Should've known it. You pop over clock, I get nanny.
It's go time. I'm unstoppable.
Dude, nanoing Sojin is like a treat code.
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
Hi there.
Director unfortunately said they made it too good and garnered too little attention relative to cost. He did not want to make a worse version, so he just scrapped season 2. Wow, so essentially their budget got slashed and he was like, I don't want to make it worse. I guess you'd rather leave it where it is. I don't know, bro. Like, that just makes me sad that that show was so good, yet they put so much money into trash TV. Like, there's so much shit TV that gets made. It's crazy. That one.
They're trace to the bottom. They're in. Look, 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 look. Nice, good shit, Ray. Got the right charge. Run on, run on. That lands. Wrong way.
Oh my god, nice to Well, wait, how did this guy do 9k damage? Oh, it was a Zen player. That's right, they played Zen for the most of it. I was like, wait, what? How do they do so much damage? Newsroom? I really enjoyed the newsroom. Newsroom was really good as well. Charles Ray Pope, thank you for the fresh sub. Have you seen the thick of it? No. Is it good? Hello. Making you watch the old Yes Minister and its sequels. It's so good and funny. I have so many things on my list of things I already gotta watch. That's my problem. Yeah, anybody who hasn't watched Mindhunter is not squeamish, just sees people murdered, should give it a shot. Chef's Kiss, crime show based on true stories. Yeah, they use a lot of like real serial killers and like really talk about like the interesting like nature of like serial killers and stuff like that, which was really interesting, right? Like it's cool to have a dramatized version that is like informative. Since Adam isn't here, I'll re-say the German TV show Dark should be everyone's watch list. I actually thought about watching Dark recently, yeah. Increase my vocabulary by like 20%, yeah. Just so many cool things about it. Dark Season 1 is good. Later seasons jump the shark pretty hard. Dark is so freaking good. Yeah, everyone I know who has watched Dark has said it was really good. Both Apply and Emong vouched for it. Yep. I love it when random emotes are... Yeah, it took me a while to remember that like, always that the cat jumping is jump. I had to get rid of the like Doctor Disrespect like this and that ones because they were fucking just cluttering up. Doesn't Malga get nerfed by these upcoming changes since his crit damage is reduced to tanks and he will be worse versus armor? I believe, I don't know if that is actually how it's going to work. We don't know if his criticals are going to work like headshots. What's your favorite Overwatch formerly in 20... my favorite Overwatch League moment? Personally, it was probably either winning stage 4 in 2018, beating Vancouver Titans in 2019, winning the Dennis Walker Award was pretty cool. Qualifying for World Cup in 2018 was also sick as well. Can we have Sludge? Sure. What you got, chat? You got Sludge. Beating Super Vancouver was pretty good, yeah. We're the only team to beat them. We're the first team to beat them in the regular season. Mercy, huh? It's a Kiriko angle then. You should see me be so proud of a win that one. I really do like the award. I have it hanging up there. It's a cool award to win. Like, you know, it's like just being a good person award, which I think it goes a long way.
I'll fight my own path.
It's a good award, yeah.
We will not lose this battle if we fight as one. Yes.
So after the, yeah, that was when we raised money for the wildfire. We did a lot of charity work and that kind of stuff. I don't know what that is, but you can have it.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round 1. Capture the objective.
I'm your Huckleberry. I hear you, Pumpkin. Bad guys.
Tyson.
Heads up. I will give you
Good on that.
The objective is
Rise like the sun.
Rolled, actually rolled.
We will shield you for now. Bad guys. Take them out.
I've got you. Heroes never die. Soothing your wounds.
Rush in. Doing it as soon as I get it.
Let the
What's that thing?
Kitsune guide you.
Timer up. Thank you.
Tyson. I'm on fire.
Why does that get the thumbs up, but Zaza Bert wouldn't get used? What? Shut up. Wait, no, Welby. Welby? Bad Welby.
Burn bright for me.
We don't do that to Danny.
This ends now.
Meteor strike.
A new dawn for you.
Oh, bro.
It's fine.
Know that.
Fly Swat of the Mercy. Yeah, the Mercy I don't think was ready for that Doomfist drop. Dude, this Mercy's done a lot of healing.
Restoring your life.
Mercy's healing is actually kind of crazy. Are you able to just like hold it on people, right? There's a bad Suzu.
Step right up.
Soothing your wounds.
Wow. Don't have Suzu for you.
To pieces.
Suzu on one. Oh,
Oh, no, I went too far. Just go Hogwarts that or something. Wait.
My apologies.
yeah.
Should not go Hog, I think.
Wait, goes Malga. Pause, champ.
Your day just got made. Restoring balance. Heroes never die.
Rush in.
Let the Kitsune guide you. This might hurt more than usual.
Thank you.
First round 1.
All right, all right, all right. Dub Nation champ. Would you rather have 4 current players that are 6-year veterans of the game, a regular player, or 4 high diamond? I would take whatever players that are the highest rank right now. Just because you're a veteran player doesn't mean you're a good player.
Are you sure?
And I actually believe in the rank system. Save day, save himself, yeah. Panini's real. I think so.
4,
1. Round 2. Capture the objective.
We have a great chance of success. Let's keep it up.
I'm grateful. I've got you.
This is going on, ain't it? Yeah.
There's a Rissa behind.
Enemy here. Let me balance you out.
We can.
I'm just on point.
Yeah, this
Walk
Riss is
up.
not really doing a lot.
I'm gonna walk him.
Bounce back.
Wow, I cannot believe that didn't headshot.
Might get to you.
She's over here.
She's behind you, Cass.
Body goofed.
So that might be the thing.
I'm gonna drop.
Yeah, we should.
I'm dropping. I'm not fighting out.
Your prayers are answered. Appreciate it.
It is
Did they buff the
nothing.
cereal?
Yeah, like a year ago.
Got one here. Let the kitsune guide you. The breeze brings relief.
My bad.
Body goofed. I did goof.
Me too.
Good job.
When I fed.
Can't win. Hold on.
Storage moment.
Let's get back to it. Konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa.
Hello.
Sorry about that.
Burn bright for me. Nice to know you have my back. Watashi ga mamoru. Let me balance you out.
It's probably gonna fly up here in a second. I'm gonna hook her.
Heroes never die.
Oh, my bad.
Helden sterben nicht.
Almost back.
Bruh.
It's
Time to try.
Just 182 tasked me. Okay, cool. Missed the first one as
I'm
well.
knocking.
Wait, shit, yeah, sometimes you get owned.
God, I'm trying.
Okay, you.
Taking the orb. Oh my god.
Alright, we go with Rush.
Gonna go top or lower?
How about Cass?
Oh god,
Yep.
our team. Oh god, our team.
Restoring balance. Let the kitsune guide you.
We're on.
Nice.
Get the D result.
Under my protection.
21.
Cass one.
Cast one.
Heroes never die.
Step right up.
This ends now.
Might get to you. Appreciate it.
When I fed.
Dude, I can't hit a shit to save my fucking life.
Come on, clear one on top.
So.
I feel a side.
My bad. I was kind of griefy in that round.
Burn bright for me.
So these are the kind of games where it's like, tank players are like, yo, I suck. Well, fucking Sabita just did 11.5k damage just playing Roadhog and just walking around and killing everyone. It didn't look that dangerous. It didn't look that bad. Is that just a hog thing? It's just a hog problem. Ugh. Cause a hot take, I think Korean DPS players on average are not that far ahead of DPS from other regions. Yeah, I think that's a pretty hot, scorching hot take. The thing that I think is majorly different, yes, I think you can be like, this player on this role is close to this Korean player. The thing that makes Korean players exceptional is they can play so many different heroes, right? If for whatever reason you wanted to make the argument that like, hey, this player is as good as a Sojin as Lip, or they're not that far behind Lip on Sojin. Well, Lip also plays Tracer at a world-class level. How many Sojin players in NA can play Tracer at a world-class level? He's ruining the economy. And Korean players are just very flexible. It's also the thing that makes Korean tanks very popular players and very good players. It's because almost all of them have very deep rosters of heroes that they can play. While I think in North America and EU, a lot of players like to specialize, even though they don't say they're specializing, they are specialized as a player. I'm paying up. There you go. Isn't the flexibility only for top tier players? Yeah, we're talking about top tier players. I assumed Seer was talking about pro players.
Alright, so this looks like a holding close. Yeah.
Respect paid the hot take, yeah.
Can we get a little bit of holding close going on? What do you think?
Yeah, I'm not saying that no Western players aren't flexible and that kind of stuff. I just think, on average, I think Koreans are just way better. I also just don't think you can say North America and EU are that close.
That spawn hole better go.
I guess we'll see with OWCS, right? I think Overwatch League showed that the Korean players are just so far ahead. But as I said, OWCS, that's the cool thing about OWCS. We'll actually see the matchups. Yeah, Kevster is an anomaly, right? Like, Kevster is obviously one of those players who can play a lot of things at an exceptionally high level.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming.
Okay, Sig's out right. Sig, bad.
That's right. Lucio. What the fuck?
Nice. I can shield off Mado block here. Look at perfect. Sig. Watching Sigma now. Punching the shit out of him. 1 HP.
Oh, rip. I only have Zen heals now.
Okay. I'm trying to force May block again. Yeah, they're still just half though.
My bad.
They're still low. You still one? Whatever. 1 minute off the clock. Decent.
It takes 100 times to learn, 1,000 times to understand.
Damn, Zenyatta's so wise. Takes 100 times.
You just wanna go high, drop point?
We can try and force out the Surge. But yeah. Oh my god, I just rocked her.
Surgeon far right, watch her out. Going high.
Yeah. Reaper represent main. I might just have to try and push main here. 6. Low.
You walled.
Get shield up Reaper, and we have to try and take things off.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Wait, why can't I discord this guy? Wait, why couldn't I discord the Zen? When did I discord the Lucio last?
Manual ice block. The wall.
Pain is an excellent teacher. Hello.
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
Claiming a barrier. Barrier unsuccessful.
Oh my god. Do you have any shield? He's fucking dead.
Oh, my bad. Gonna save it for Flux. May one. Force them more.
Adversity is an opportunity for change.
Baps top.
What is that syzygy?
Up that way, Mark. We should be able to kill him here. Okay, that's their beat. Okay, we need. I might try this just for this recontest. They're gonna have a lot. On a point right now. We can try and break the wall here. Trying to force Bap. Takes half. Pushing out Soj.
Take this.
Okay. Oh, one. Oh, no. He's 1 still. Very good. Drop out. Let's go back to spawn swap.
The payload has reached the
I don't really know what to do.
It takes 100
Our DPS are just so trash on this map. Base coming in as well, Cat.
It takes 2 hands to clap.
Honestly, you might need to try and do like a Lucio Kiri or something. Rush comp with Reaper to hope and get by you on Havana. It's gonna be hard.
I can do that.
Yeah, let's give a life here, but don't really have any like spam DPS to even break shield.
I slept the target.
Second one, right?
I stand with
I'm gonna get pushed by Lucio.
Yeah, they're all over there.
Sig low.
Wait, they're all kind of low though. Yeah.
Hands up.
Oh my god, they got my own. My fucking bench got pushed off.
Just gonna play corner.
No, you're gonna have to back.
Kills one. I'm trying. I got boots in here.
You guys have to break off.
We're just fucking dead, bro. Oh, I just got trance on the kicks. I don't hate this map. I think there's a like.
Definitely
I
win.
think
We
it
just had
could,
to change it up. Our compos.
I think it could
Not
be
ideal
like
there.
it's fine that it like mixes it up and has long sidelines. I think you can like adjust first and third a little bit, just add a little bit more cover, and I think it kind of solves some of the problems. I don't mind that it's like a different style map. It just kind of sucks that this is like a long sideline map and we're playing. And then this was like, why are they playing like it's our grand finals? They're not. What do you mean? You... It's been about 2 months since I last got stream. Yo, what's up, Dustlocks? I'm doing good. We're chilling. Playing some ranked. Alright, I think it's gonna be my last game for the day, chat. It's getting 6:30. It's getting late.
I think you can either Kiri or Bap, whatever one you want. We're just gonna like up the tempo.
Tips on getting better at Lucio movement? I really like just recommend like going into lobbies before like as part of your warm up and just like run around on walls and that kind of stuff and just practice. I also really like playing like free for all chateau deathmatch and just trying to 1v1 people with like wall riding and stuff like that. Just like really taking an active focus to like put time into it. You're not going to improve that much if you just like sort of do it in games because you're not really thinking about it in games.
One. Attack commence. Get into the groove. Escort the payload. Let's put them on the spot.
Do you see a Korean uncoachables making CJ their Yaki? Or really like the meme player that they don't think is actually very good? Is that like the idea that you're talking about? I honestly don't watch uncoachables, so I'm kind of out of the loop on it.
Alright, the Bab's playing back left. They're playing close. I'm trying to get some pressure on him here before slam. Stick off.
Switch off.
I'm gonna start pushing up here. Signal rock. Oh, I just got right click to the face.
Yo, what's up, Bow? Damn, I didn't get him.
Sig one.
Oh, wow. Rip. Wow. Hanzo had the angle on you. Alright, go take the rock.
This game person like a millisecond.
Dude, look at the damage numbers. Look at the DPS chasm we're looking at right now. Their Soj is 29-0. Kurama's learning Venture, yeah. I don't know, like, it's the kind of thing where it's like, you're not learning anything in a game like this where on Venture's bad map, right? I understand learning a hero, but it's like, you need to accept when, like, you're like, hey, this doesn't work on this map. Maybe I play a different hero. This guy's like, oh, it's like where the Overwatch League Grand Finals. It's like, no, they're just trying and playing properly.
They just have every angle. We can't contest anything.
This ends now.
You pick up. I'm baiting.
Yeah. I'll try and push on it then. I'm gonna push past window here. But they're all stuck. Nice. Oh, no, Lucio 2, Lucio 1.
Oh, boy. I also love the hot take from Chris Gumber and Anta. Koreans don't know how to play Overwatch because they don't know how to counter swap like EMEA. That take is so hot. I don't know. Like, I think it's... I don't know if I agree with that take. I think EMEA has an interesting advantage because they play in a very different way. But...
Try and go back, maybe?
The reason I think I don't agree with that is EMEA feels like they're only... Oh, what the fuck? It was that way? EMEA only is good in the times in which their comps are good, right? Their counter swaps. I don't think EMEA have great counter swaps. I think they're just better at certain comps than Korea. So if they don't... If EMEA's comps are better, right? Then it'll be good. Like, so like I think EMEA has a decent chance against the Korean teams if Rush is a really good comp in like OWCS finals. But if it's not, I just don't believe that. Like, are you telling me EMEA think they can counter swap better? Like, no, it's just can Korea play dive? And if it's Rush, is Korea's Rush good enough, right? Like, I don't know if it's as deep as that. I love it. I like it. You gotta have confidence in yourself, right? Like, I respect you. You gotta have confidence in what your region is, and I think EMEA is playing well, right? Like, but I think saying Korea doesn't know how to counter swap, I don't know if I agree with, right? Like, if you think every time EMEA has ever bested, if you look at in the history of the last 5 years, if you look at the times EMEA has ever bested Korea, it is literally only in these rush matchups and stuff like that. It's just never been in dive, and I think that's just because EMEA is just better at that composition, right? Can't really beat EMEA, Ryan Rush, Malga-ish, yeah. And just like even the Sigma stuff that we saw in World Cup, right? That was a great example of like, I don't think it's really as much that Korea can't counterswap. I think it's just like they're more of a team that sticks to their own strengths and isn't going to go play into EMEA's game. And EMEA is the same way, right? Like that's like saying EMEA, like what are they trying to say, that EMEA is better at counterswapping? It's like, what do you mean? They just play Rush everywhere. Like that's always been their thing. Like, you know, I think Chris has done a great job with the London Spitfire, but like, what's Chris talking about with counterswapping? His teams have played Rush. Landon has played Baptiste for the last like 2.5 years of his career. When is Landon counterswapping? They just play fucking Ram Rush or fucking Bap Rush, like Ryan Rush everywhere, right? And when they've never won everything playing that Rush either, right? So I don't know. Like as I said, I like the hot take. I do like it. You know, you gotta shoot your shots. As I said, have your belief in your region and your teams, especially going into an international LAN. Do I think it will hold up? We'll see. As I said, I think EMEA really stands a chance to win if we go into like a Rush meta, and it really comes down to how much Korea is prepared for it. But like, I think it's like a moot point if it's a dive meta. Like EMEA is just not going to be able to do it. They'll probably try and play, if it's a dive meta, they'll probably just try and play Rush into it and find ways to make it work. But it usually has a stopping point. I'd love to see if it holds up, but if it does not, I don't know. As I said, I don't mind hot tanks as long as, and I don't mind people talking shit as long as you're willing to accept when you're wrong, when it goes against you, right? That's just good banner. That's good. That's good things to say, right? Like from someone who's like done a lot of talent work and like storylines, that's a great narrative to ride off of, right? Like, hey, these 3 EMEA region coaches said this. Now we get to see EMEA versus Korea. Let's see if they're right. Let's see if that narrative holds up. Let's see how that evolves as the series goes on. Like that's just cool stuff. And I think that's what I like most about Uncoachable is I feel like it's cool to have people who are actually involved in the pro play talking about these things at a meaningful level, both the Korean and all those kind of ones. So it's been cool. It's going to be a live patch? I would assume it'll be on live patch, probably with all the tank changes coming in, right? What is this? Too bad Gumbo will never see the day. He just left the scene. Yeah, he just left, right? Korean just plays the mirror no matter what. They just play dive against China and Sigma against the bash against Finland and thing. Well, I think that's more of Koreans just having an ego and believing that they can just beat any of those teams at anything, which, you know, I hope they learned that lesson from World Cup, right? I think Korean teams just believe that they're better. And that's why they took the Sigma mirror versus thing. Like, they think they can just outplay anyone in any matchup. And we'll see. If they try and do that shit at OWCS and try and play Rush versus them, I don't know if it's going to work, right? I also think that's somewhat disingenuous to say that they can't do that, considering both of those matches were map 5 bangers, right? So if anything, if you're Korea, you can justify it because you almost beat China at what they're best at, and you almost beat Finland at what they're best at. So there's some merit to what they're doing if they just play better, like slightly better. They win that series, and we're not even talking about it, right? Think that Korea learned that lesson when Atlanta lost to London? Yeah, I think so as well. Like, if they haven't, that's absolutely an ego thing, right? Like, I think that's them not respecting their opponents enough to think that they can just play whatever they want and beat them at it, right? So, hey, that'll be a cool thing at OWCS because in Korea, they played a lot of Orisa, but they're still playing a lot of Winston Dive, right? And we might realistically end up in a situation where Winston Dive isn't good in the thing, and they're going to have to be willing to play the meta, right? And the mid-season patch, I would assume Dallas is going to be played on the mid-season patch because Dallas is at the end of May. Mid-season patch is at the middle of May, so I would assume that's 2 weeks. That should be plenty of time for the teams to adapt and adjust. You think the esports scene is more competitive if the champions repeat, or if there's each year there's a new champion? I think there's way more context that needs to be added there. I don't think you can say one way or another, right? Like, sometimes it's competitive if a team keeps winning, especially if other teams are getting better and they just keep improving. But then it's like, if there's a new champion every year, that means that the competition is always changing up, right? I feel like there's a lot more common for there to be a new champion every single year in esports because the game changes and evolves so much. In like traditional sports, you see a lot of teams repeat if they're really that good. If that team's really that good and the team can stay together because the game doesn't change dramatically from year to year. So it's like, it's more likely if they were the best team last year and they kept all their pieces, they kept the important pieces, the chances that they'll do it again is high unless teams get dramatically better or that team gets dramatically worse. I also just love how He's saying is one of the best flex DPS right now. I think He's saying is a great example of like your opinion on a player can be heavily skewed by one team or one situation they're on. He's saying was just not good on the San Francisco Shock, but when he went to the Vancouver Titans, got a lot more comfortable playing comfortable. Sometimes you just don't fit in a roster, right? And it makes sense why He's saying didn't fit on that roster because he was playing with Proper. And we've heard a lot of things about players playing with Proper and how the San Francisco Shock functioned under Krusty. Maybe just never really found his footing. Maybe never felt comfortable. No chemistry, as you said. There's a lot of extra context that go on there. All right. Anyway, chat, that's going to be it for me today. Thank you very much for watching. I'll be back in tomorrow. I'm going to be later because I'm going to be on the SVB podcast. I think 11 a.m. PST tomorrow. So it's like about 16 hours from now. I'm going to be on the SVB podcast on his channel. Go check that out. We're going to be talking about the tanks and the mid-season patch that's coming up. Should be an interesting discussion. Love you all. Peace out. Have a good night.